Good afternoon and welcome back to Dafa News UAE Summer T20 BASH 2021 powered by Sport Gully. This is the only T20I between PNG and Scotland. Papua New Guinea against Scotland. Both these teams are going to the World qualifiers, World T20 qualifiers. So a lot at stake for both the teams. They want to start off on a winning note. With me in the box on a winning note is Abdul Rahman Tariq.
Thank you, Shoaib. Interesting game coming in front of us now. Papua New Guinea versus Scotland. As you mentioned, they're playing the qualifiers. They want to get those combinations right, get some momentum as they go into these games. Let's have a look at what happened at the toss. The two captains, Asadullah Wala of Papua New Guinea, and Kyle Kotzer of Scotland. Papua New Guinea won the toss and elected to bat first. And Shoaib, those signature caps of the PNG teams, very colourful unit, very colourful kit as well.
Very colourful unit, as you rightly said, very colourful kit and very colourful players as well. They've got a character. They've qualified for the World T20 for the very first time, and all eyes will be on cricket Papua New Guinea and of course on Scotland. A lot of Scottish fans following the game. Let's have a look at the playing 11 for today. I'll start with Scotland and I'll give you the difficult part. For Scotland, Kyle Kotzer, the skipper, Matthew Cross, Callum MacLeod, Hamza Tahir gets a game today, Alasdair Campbell, Joshua Davey, Oliver Hares, Richard Berrington, Henry Muncy, Christopher Soule and Christopher Greaves. That's the playing 11 for Scotland.
For PNG, the captain Asadullah Wala, Charles Amini, Tony Ura, Cisse Bau, Kipling Doriga, Nosaina Pokana, Chad Soper, Norman Vanaua, Jason Keela, Kabua, I'm not going to try the last name, Simon Atai.
Well, that's the playing 11 for Papua New Guinea, Kabua Wagimoria. And apologies if there are any mistakes from our end. We are still trying to be at our absolute best. Papua New Guinea won the toss and elected to bat first.
I'm looking forward to Callum MacLeod batting for Scotland. Scored magnificent 100 against England in a 50-over game. We have a look at the two umpires, Akbar Ali and Shiju Sam, both homegrown UAE umpires.
Oh yes, a lot of UAE talent. Again, you rightly said both these umpires are have been in the circuit for a long time, thorough professionals. And I'm really looking forward to the playing 11 of Papua New Guinea, because I've never seen them play live. Of course, I've followed them a little bit whenever I can, but to be witnessing them play their brand of cricket, they bring a different flavour to World T20, and rightly so. They've got qualified for the World qualifiers for the very first time, so I'm looking forward to Papua New Guinea and what they bring on the table.
Yes, and very exciting for us as well as for them. These matches are being broadcast live on Sony TV as well as on all the known channels on the social media, YouTube as well, Facebook page. So it's very exciting if you're a PNG fan or if you're a PNG cricket follower. And out come the Scotland unit. They play their domestic cricket as a team in England. Very fierce, very competitive unit, the Scotland team. They gave England a run for their money in a 50-over tournament that happened just before COVID hit us. We're looking forward to what they bring on the table as well. And yes, not a lot of people, including us, know what PNG have in store. As you mentioned, Shoaib, they have qualified for the T20 qualifiers, which is starting next week. So definitely belong on the big stage.
Yes, absolutely. Papua New Guinea had a one-day international status which it gained in the 2014 World Cup qualifiers. Asad Wala, the skipper, the opening batter for Papua New Guinea. And they also got their T20 international status in March 2018. They lost, in fact, both the statuses in March 2018 after losing a playoff match against Nepal. So they have some good cricket, there's some good talent. They've been on and off, and this is a great platform for them to display their skills at the highest level. Asadullah Wala, the left-handed batsman, 25 matches for him, 460 runs and a strike rate of 107. 34 years of age. He's also the skipper of Papua New Guinea. And the other batsman is Tony Ura.
Well, 24 matches, 671 runs, 31 sixes, 450s and 100. And that strike rate, 140 strike rate for an opener, aged just 31. So yes, very exciting to see what these two players will do in the power play against the Scotland bowlers. Here we go.
Well, starts off Evans on the leg side, wide called by the umpire. Felt like there was some edge onto that ball going towards the keeper, but the umpire, Ali, thinks otherwise.
Yes, Evans, a very, very good fast bowler. Again, had a very good outing against the English team in the 50-over format. This is a different challenge altogether. PNG is already off the mark. That one outside edge, running away to the boundary. Very well fielded, but in the end it goes over. So PNG, 5 runs off the first delivery of this T20 International.
Oh yes, they've got off to a start that they would want. This one was a half-hearted shot, and somehow managing to get the bat onto the ball. There you saw he was in two minds whether to play or to leave that ball. And a good effort there from the fielder, but in vain. That's gone over the ropes, and that's the first boundary for Papua New Guinea. Straight away coming down the track, Asad Wala. And that shows the brand of cricket that they endorse. They don't mind going down, but they want to give a fight. They want to show their character. And this is really good intent from Asad Wala. Alistair Evans, 29 matches, 39 wickets, a best bowling of 5 and an economy of 7.40.
Yes, and we keep using that word, Shoaib, intent. Over the last 2 days we've been saying intent from the batsman. You can see Asadullah Wala coming down the track this time just playing it softly to the cover fielder. Take a quick single. I did mention this, that they are very quick between the wickets, the PNG players. I've seen a couple of their games and they run brilliantly between the wickets. So this is going to be very good to watch.
Yes, absolutely. Especially for teams like Papua New Guinea, UAE, the associate member nations. They need to give a lot of emphasis on the running between the wickets, because that's one way of putting pressure back onto the opposition. When you don't have a lot of dot balls, and especially in T20 format, it is absolutely gold dust. It's a good skill to have to be able to run fast between the wickets. Meanwhile, Tony will face his first delivery. Nice ball. This is a very good delivery from Evans in the right channel and straight into the hands of the keeper.
And again, that flash outside off stump. He was going for that aggressive shot, Tony Ura. Lucky not to get it outside edge. There is a slip fielder in place. They've got a deep third man as well. So Evans clearly has a plan of bowling short wide outside off stump.
That's right, yes, another good delivery. Hurried on to Tony Ura, who wanted to play that on the back foot. Evans is steaming in, and this is good bowling. He started off well. Of course, the boundary came in the over, but that was not right from the middle of the bat. Not a convincing shot. PNG will take that, and Evans wouldn't mind that.
Very, very well bowled. Good, strong finish by Evans. Almost a Yorker delivery. So an eventful over. Started off with a wide and then a 4. Then Evans recovered really well. PNG 6 for no loss in the first over.
Yes, both the teams starting off really well. Papua New Guinea winning the toss and deciding to bat first. If you just joined us, that's the news from the middle. And Wala and Tony Ura have started off with a positive intent. Haven't scored a lot of runs, of course, but they seem to have the right frame of mind, the prerequisite of playing playing a T20 international is to have the right attitude, the right intent, and that clearly has been witnessed by one and all in the first over itself from Papua New Guinea.
Yes, you need to have that self-belief that you belong here. Play those shots. Joshua Davy, the new bowler, 21 matches, 24 wickets. A bit on the expensive side, the economy rate, 8.16, but he does have a 4-4 to his name.
Nice delivery around the wicket to the left-handed Wala. So quickly realizing Scotland that he likes to free his arms. He's very strong on the offside, and that's why we have Davy coming around the wicket, cramping him for room, making him play something different. And that is a good ploy. This is good game awareness from the skipper, Kyle Koitza. Starts off really well, Joshua Davy.
And again, ball coming in. Right on cue, Shoaib. You've absolutely spot on there. They don't want to give him any width outside off stump. He did flash at the first delivery that came to him. And even Ura, the two deliveries that he faced outside off stump, tried to go for that expansive cut shot. So clearly PNG batsmen want to throw their arms to anything outside off stump. Scotland has realized that very quickly.
Again, making room there, Asadwala. He looks a little bit iffy. He wants to play on the offside. He's giving himself some room, trying to play that over the mid-off and the cover region. But this is good bowling again from Davy. Followed him right till the end, not giving any room at all. 1 run taken, of course. And the score moves on to 7 without loss. It's going to be Tony Ura who will be facing. He's still not gotten off the mark.
A cramping Wala there, not giving him any room, as you mentioned, Shoaib. The right-hander on strike now.
Oh, this one has been cracked right from the middle of the bat. Tony Ura has joined the party. He's played that straight and he's played that pretty well. That's gone all the way for the first, in fact, the second 4 for Papua New Guinea.
Well, we know now why he has a 140 strike rate. That ball was there to be hit, and the opener taking full toll on a wide ball outside off stump, tonking it over the mid-off fielder for 4. Aggressive shot, good looking shot there by the opening batsman of PNG.
And this is good cricket again from Papua New Guinea, Tony Ura. He has the courage to go for the big shots and the smartness to follow it up with a single. So this is good first impression coming from Papua New Guinea and their batters. 12 on the board, 1.5 overs gone.
And on a very different note, Shoaib, I'm absolutely loving that kit. I'm a big fan of cricket jerseys and playing uniforms. That one, very, very good. Want to get my hands on one of those.
Well, we'll have to make some good friends in the Papua New Guinea setup. A run taken there. End of over number 2. Decent over from Davy. It's 12 and 13, in fact, after two overs.
Well, there you have the broadcasters and streaming partners for this Dafa News UAE Summer T20 Bash, powered by Sport Gully. PNG in Scotland will have a lot of viewers from Sony 6 in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, Cricket Life in UAE and Free Sport in the UK. And then the streaming partners, YouTube, the Switch Live app and the Sport app. And that is that amazing team working in the background, getting us all those pictures. Our director there, Mr. Misbah, orchestrating all the cameras, making sure you get all the great pictures on your screens.
Well, trust me, that is the most important and the most difficult job to be able to be handling all that gadget and technology. Not for not our cup of tea. We were happy with the mics in our hand. Meanwhile, a good run there taken. This is good running between the wickets. Papua New Guinea, I completely am in love with their hat, with their cap. We are eyeing on that kit. We have our evil eye.
We need to find out who that supplier is. Make sure we can get one each for both of us, Shoaib.
Well, you don't need supplies, you just need to make good friends. You know how to make friends, you'll get that. But Papua New Guinea have started off really well. And the new man for Scotland is Sol. He started off well.
The first delivery again, cramping Asadullah Wala for room. They're not giving him any width outside that off stump. He was hit on the body, that's why there's a little bit of a hold up. And you can have a look at coach sir. He's telling him, let him play that leg side flick shot. Let him play on the leg side. Don't give him any room.
This time a short delivery pulled. There is a fielder right there in the middle. That's a very unorthodox field setting. It's not a mid-wicket and it's not a square leg. It's right there in the middle. So he is trying to cover both those positions, and this is good field placement because that ball went straight to that fielder.
Yeah, very unorthodox there from Scotland. You'll usually see, as you mentioned, Shoaib, somebody either very square on square leg or fine at mid-wicket.
Well, again making room. This time Asadwala connects and connects well. That's gone like a tracer bullet all the way towards the boundary ropes. That's for number 68 of the tournament. But Wala, you have done a great shot here. What a great shot. Absolutely cracking.
Well, in the first 2 overs itself, you can understand what his strength is, the captain Asadullah Wala. And this time he has made room himself. Just walks towards the leg side, gets himself to free his arms, and goes to the boundary like a tracer bullet.
Well, that sticker on his bat describes the word to perfection. Whack is what is written and whack is what he did. Asadwala, this time just a nudge towards square leg. Munsi is the fielder there. He will stop that and will be a single.
Well, that was intelligent cricket from Wala. He didn't move around this time. Sort of had an idea the ball's going to be in the stumps and just nudges it to the square leg fielder for a single. So intelligent batting already by PNG.
Yes, this is great batting. Papua New Guinea looks like an experienced side already. Pretty impressed. And a big shot again, clearing that front foot, Tony. And not timing it too well. Tony Ura. This one going straight to the mid-off fielder. Just a little bit late on the ball.
Yes, he didn't get a lot of timing on it. Good pace from Sol. But nonetheless, again, that intent, you can see that. What PNG don't want to do is get too excited, play one shot too many. They already have 7 runs in this over. And a brilliant delivery to finish off. Just outside off stump. Tony's bat was hanging in the air. And he's very lucky that he's missed out and not gotten the outside edge. So 6 runs of the first over from Sol. PNG 20 for no loss in 3 overs. Solid start.
Yes, a decent start for Papua New Guinea. It's not as if Scotland haven't bowled well. They have been bowling in the right areas, asking the right questions, having the right field placements. So all that is absolutely on the mark for Scotland. They just haven't gotten a wicket here, and that is what they'll be aiming for. Papua New Guinea, on the other hand, will be happy with the start they've got. They still have another good 18 deliveries left in the power play to make full use of.
Well, the key here, Shoaib, is that every over they have gotten that boundary. Even with the dot balls and the playing and missing, they have that 1-4 in every over. Davy continues. This time on the leg side. Again, Wala had an idea that he's going to be cramped for room. So he just stays a little bit on the off. Tries to get a flick shot. Unfortunately, does not get a lot of bat on it. So they just scamper through for 1.
Yes, a run taken. 21 on the board. Whatever we've seen so far from Wala, He looks as if he is a very strong batsman on the offside, but haven't seen any big shots coming on the leg side. So that is something that we need to see. Meanwhile, catch it is the call, clearing the infield. Tony Ura. This one has played over point. Will get a couple. Are they going for 3? Yes, they are. Good running between the wickets.
Well, a risky shot. But it seems Tony Ura lives by the sword, dies by the sword in the air, just over that point fielder. And very good running between the wickets. And also really good fielding by the Scotland fielders. You could see 3 fielders converging on that ball, getting a relay throw in.
Right, so as you can see, these are the men behind the scenes doing really well, working really hard. And working really hard is Asadwala for Papua New Guinea. He's played that towards the mid-wicket region. Will get another run.
And again, the first 3 balls, they've got 5 runs already. They're steadily going for that 7-8 run mark in the power play. And you guys can have no idea, sitting in the comfort of your home, how hot it is. So big kudos to all the cameramen outside, sitting under the sun.
This one has been played up and over. The point fielder shimming down the wicket and playing that beautiful looking shot. Tony Ura, and his impression is on the mark. 140 strike rate, and he's absolutely matching that.
Yes, I'm loving this. I'm loving this by from the PNG openers, especially Tony Ura. Runs down the track to a fast bowler, slashes and slashes hard to the point region for 4 runs. This is really, really exciting cricket from the PNG openers.
A full toss delivery played towards the mid-on fielder. Good effort there, and oh, his shoulder. He has fallen on his shoulder. Hares is the fielder. I hope that's not serious, but he looks in immense pain.
Oh, well, we've seen this happen on the cricket ground a lot. Let's have a look. Yes, going over his shoulder.
Well, that was an awkward collect. You could see him going on the back and then trying to stop the ball. He definitely looks injured, definitely looks in a lot of pain. Hares needs to get some medical attention.
The Scotland physio is out. Just having a look at that shoulder just to make sure it's not popped out or anything. The players look just a little nervous.
Right, so 3.5 overs 30 is the score, and Wala is on 12 of 12 while Hares gets some medical attention. The umpire is just coming in to check if they need some more time. He can go out and get the attention that is needed. Yes, he is walking out.
Yeah, I think that's the better approach. Just go outside, maybe put an ice pack on it. Make sure there is mobility on the shoulder. The most used and abused in terms of body parts when you're a cricketer, the shoulder. A lot of players fall on it, and that was, yes, just rolling over it for some weird reason. Maybe because he's a left-hander, he was trying to get over the ball. Very awkward the way he fell on that shoulder.
Yes, absolutely. Normally you collect the ball with your palms facing the ball. This time it was an inverted Australian approach where the hands were facing the ground, and then that was a really awkward position to field the ball. Fell on his shoulder, and as you see, there's a new man coming in. It's Greaves who will come out in place of Hares.
Shoaib, the only explanation that I can think of for that effort was that he's a left-hander. Just wanted to get that ball in his left hand while rolling over. Just hope he's not done too much damage to that shoulder. Well, after a brief delay, we're ready to finish the 4th over. PNG 30 for no loss. And again, a big shot there by Wala. Goes to square leg for a single. So PNG does not seem like slowing down. 31 for no loss in 4 overs.
Yes, the intent is definitely there from Papua New Guinea to put pressure on Scotland. The two openers are still out there for Papua New Guinea. It's Tony Ura who has been the aggressor in the innings. 14 of 11 for him. Asadullah Wala is on 13 of 13. 4 overs, 4 extras in that. The score is 31 without loss. The bowlers have looked really good for Scotland, but they haven't been able to get an early breakthrough here. Will be interesting how these two openers play against spin. That's also going to be an interesting contest. On the offside, played and cleared the field again. This time is Asad Wala. You can't be bowling him anything outside off. He absolutely pounces on that, and that is exactly what he's done. Played up and over the point fielder, and he's got 4 runs for that. Beautiful shot.
Again, aggression from the captain. Steps out and then just throws his bat at anything outside off stump. Brilliant shot, safe shot. Goes to that deep third man for 4. They're getting a move on PNG and looking very good. Interesting and exciting viewing.
Yes, the beauty of Wala and his batting approach is that he knows where his off stump is. So anything outside off, he's going to throw the kitchen sink at it. And that's exactly what he's doing. Again, rocking down, straight down the ground. Beautiful shot. He likes playing in those areas and he will keep doing that. Absolutely belted that straight down the ground. And Asad Wala now is on a roll.
Well, he's come around the wicket, Sol. Again, trying to cramp him for room. Asad Wala just moves down the leg side. He doesn't need room. He's got a 1-bedroom apartment. He just goes straight down the ground and gets a beautiful boundary. Asad Wala and PNG looking absolutely amazing in the power play. 39 already in 4.2 overs.
Sol going to the conventional Yorker delivery. It's been played well and have been played for a single overthrow, and that will give them a couple of more runs. This is good running between the wickets from Papua New Guinea. An opportunity there for getting extra runs, and they've taken it with both hands.
This is turning out to be an expensive over so far. The first 2 deliveries going for 4, and then Wala just trying to take a single, but ends up getting 3 runs. Just guiding it to the point fielder. Ricochets off the stumps, and they run very quickly. Especially Tony Ura, who was way down the wicket, comes back for 2.
Another full toss, trying to bowl a Yorker there, going a defensive Sol on that occasion. A full toss. Missed, I would say, Tony Ura. He would be thinking that there was a chance for another boundary. He could have played that anywhere, found the mid-wicket fielder, and that will be a dot ball. So you're right, expensive over coming in from Sol. But it is expected from Papua New Guinea, especially in the first 6 overs.
That last one, that full toss that he missed out, just going too hard at the ball. Outside off stump. This time misses the cut shot. Again, very lucky not to get that outside edge. Tony Ura and Sol has come back really well in the last 2 deliveries after getting hit for 12 runs in the first 3. 4.5 overs, 42 for no loss. One of the best power plays we've seen so far in this UAE Summer T20 Bash, coming from the PNG batsman.
Len delivery, last ball, played up in the air, hasn't timed it too well. First wicket down on the end of the 5th over. Sol gets his revenge. He has the last laugh. Tony Ura is the first man to fall for Papua New Guinea.
Well, 1 shot too many from the PNG batsman Tony Ura. They did get all 11 runs already in this over. There's absolutely no need for that shot. Getting the splice of the bat and easily caught by Kotsar, the captain.
Yes, a length delivery, not to be hit. It was a good delivery. You had to respect that. Did not do it. Tony Ura falling 14 of 14. 1 wicket down for Papua New Guinea. And on that note, there's going to be a change in the com box. It's going to be Faizan Khan alongside Ahmed Khwaja.
Thank you very much, Shoaib Ahmed and Abdurrahman Tariq. Just as we've stepped into the com box, Papua New Guinea have lost a wicket. Tony Ura, 14 of 14, but it's a decent start so far for them, Faizan.
Absolutely, I think a good start for them. 42 on board, 1 wicket down. It seemingly is a good start. We've seen some flashy cricket coming in from the PNG batters. The first wicket just down. Charles Amini is the new batsman who come into bat now. 19 matches, 377 runs. Strike rate on the higher side, and this is why he sent up the order to up the ante from here on in.
Absolutely. Keep up the momentum, keep counter-attacking the Scottish bowlers. They've been a breath of fresh air so far, Papua New Guinea. Evans continues, only 6 runs off his first over, nicely tucked away towards deep fine leg, and they'll pick up 2.
Good batting once again. So they've run very hard between the wickets. They've played some hard cricket, some hard shots. Good to see them coming in and attacking this decent Scottish bowling unit. PNG versus Scotland T20 International live from ICC Academy ground in Dubai. And it's pretty hot out there.
Nice hard punch down the ground past the mid-on fielder. And he's not going to catch up to it. Charles Amini with a princely on drive for 4.
Certainly beautiful shot. One of the shots of the day already in this match. On drive, one of the more difficult shots to play in cricket. Amini right on the money there. It was not even in the slot. It was nicely bowled right around that good length mark. But beautifully throwing his hands at the ball through the line as well. Nicely done.
This time nicely tucked away once again towards square leg. They're looking for 2, and yes, they'll pick it up quite nicely. And in fact, it's gone all the way for 4, perfectly bisected. And that's 50 up for Papua New Guinea in the batting power play.
Wow, that's a wow shot. Beautiful, 2 beautiful shots coming in right away from Charles Amini, who's just come out to bat. So making use of that power play over that was remaining before the first wicket went down. That's amazing batting. Very aggressive cricket.
So expertly placed there. I always thought that the square leg and fine leg will reach it eventually, but they never could. Alistair Evans being punished here, and then that quick single towards mid-on. This is superb batting. 11 of 4 already. Charles Amini is enjoying these batting conditions.
Absolutely, Amini, 11 of 4 already. And voila, he's looking good as well. He's punished anything that is on the offside, be it full, be it short. He's thrown his bat on those deliveries, and he's gotten results for that as well. 24 of just 16 deliveries. He's going to be on strike now. Pressure on Evans here.
Steps away, bangs it down the ground, but mid-off was a bit straight. Didn't quite catch it on the blade, but they will scurry through for a single.
54 on the board, 1 wicket down. We are into the final ball of the power play here. Evans is going to bowl it. 5.5 overs gone. This is a very, very good start from PNG. Their batters have looked aggressive, so there's a definite plan to maximize the power play overs, and that is what they've done beautifully here. Amini is going to be on strike. 2 left-handers in tandem batting right now.
Dot ball to end the batting power play, but it's been an excellent one for Papua New Guinea so far. 54 for 1 after 6.
Going at 9 runs and over in the power play. That shows the aggression that you had planned against this bowling unit, which is by no means a bad bowling unit. Scottish bowlers just haven't been able to adapt to the situation And PNG certainly has.
Indeed, Josh Davey, Chris Soule, top quality bowlers. But PNG did win the toss and elected to bat first, so they had a very clear game plan in mind. They're going to go hell for leather in the batting power play, and so far it's paid off for them. But this is the key stage of the innings. Once the field has been spread, how do you react then? Can you rein yourself in? Can you play deep? Can you bat till the 12th, 13th over, give your team that platform, or will you play a rash shot and give your wicket away? That is the real question.
Well, spot on there. I think the key from here on would be to build a partnership and take it as deep as these two can. At least they have to bat to look around batting till the 15th over. And if they can do that, I have no doubts in my mind with the kind of stroke play that we've seen already, there's going to be a big score on the board.
Yet another cornerstone player here for the Scottish, Callum MacLeod. Been in the side for an absolute ages. Him and Kyle Coetzer are perhaps the most well-known Scottish international cricketers. Only has 4 wickets to his name. That economy rate is not too bad at all. 7.2 for a spinner. These days in T20I cricket, very much acceptable. Coming around the wicket, you can see that ring field on the offside and that cover sweeper. So pretty much a standard field for MacLeod.
Also good thinking from Coetzer, because 2 left-handers in tandem batting right now. He brings on an offie who can turn it away from the left-handers.
Jammed onto his foot, but they will sneak through for a quick single. So that's excellent running between Asadullah Vala and Charles Amini. And Asadullah's bat says whack on it. So he's made his intentions very clear from ball 1. Love that.
Yeah, he's backing it around since the very first ball. Timing it well as well, not just power shots. Timing it well, getting it into the gaps, that is the key.
This time lofted over the top of the point fielder. Not quite catching it on the blade. So Charles Amini looking to be aggressive once more. We were just musing whether they'll continue to play aggressively or just bat the overs. Looks like they're choosing option 1.
Well, they need to build up a partnership here on, because rush of blood can make you do stupid things sometimes.
Quicker delivery this time, but Asadullah Vala read it really nicely. And this spell from MacLeod will be very, very important here for the Scottish. 2 left-handers, as Faizan has mentioned. Can produce wickets, can produce opportunities. Fired into the pads. Bit of a stifled appeal, but that was clearly going down leg.
Good bowling this. He's bowling it flat, bowling it quick, changing his pace and trying to confuse the batters. Good approach.
Round arm down the leg side this time. Try to paddle it away, Amini. And gets away with that.
Doing too much now, MacLeod?
Indeed. Just throw it up outside off would be my suggestion. That's much more like it. Beauty, absolute beauty. A bit of confusion. Chance for a run out. And a bit of a stifled appeal, but I think he's just about made it there, Faizan.
Absolutely, looks like it. But good running between the wickets once again. Decisive running between the wickets. They knew right away that they're going to go for it. There was slight stutter from the striker, but then again, they didn't look twice to go for that single. 59 on the board now.
Powered down the ground this time by Vala, and it's going all the way for 4. That bottom hand brute strength coming through boundary to end the over.
How many times in cricket we've seen this? Ahmed, you bowl those 5 good deliveries, you don't give away anything at all, you've confused the batsman also, and then the last ball is taken for a boundary. And in T20 cricket, that is priceless. 9 runs of the over coming in, which was turning out to be a good over in the first 5 deliveries.
Absolutely spot on. He didn't need to fire that ball in, put pace on it. And still going at 9 runs RPO. Our Papua New Guinea, this is an excellent start. Seems like the pitch has also flattened out a bit as we've set in the early afternoon. And there's another change in the bowling. Hamza Tahir coming on to bowl.
And another spinner introduced into the action. The other one this time around bowls with his left hand, so it's going to come into the left-handers. I don't know how good an approach this is going to be, because it's going to be easier to play him through the leg side. He's taken wickets. He's a wicket-taking bowler, but he's given away runs as well. 8.18 his economy. That is something to look at.
Absolutely, it feels like a very important spell here, and two left-handers on strike. Danger signs here for the Scottish. Can he buy them a wicket? Oh, down the leg side, try to paddle sweep it, but only off the pad. I think Asadullah Wala is definitely going to chance his arm on the leg side now.
Well, Tahir was lucky there, because he just could not get back to the ball. Had he got slightest of inside edges or under edges, he might have just gotten it to the boundary for another 4. 64 for 1 now. 7.1 gone. Tahir to continue. Pressure on him.
Indeed. Tall, lanky bowler has an economical action. Fires it into middle stump. They're pushing for 2. It's going to be Asadullah's call, and he's done it absolutely well. Top running.
That is one thing that I've noticed in this innings, and in fact in the UAE match as well. We noticed this, that UAE ran between the wickets very quickly. They lost a wicket to run out, but they were running really well between the wickets, and that upsets the rhythm of the bowler and yields runs for you where there's no boundary. So I think that's a great approach. You need to run hard.
Reverse sweep this time, big appeal, but I think it's certainly perhaps pitched outside his leg stump. I think that shot was on, considering the angle, but you have to be careful.
Well, absolutely. I think he got some bat also on that ball, so that makes it difficult for the umpire to give it out. And spot on. In the replays, we saw that pitch just outside the leg stump. Good eyes from my man here.
Thank you very much, Faizan. Plus, he's bowling from very wide on the crease, so that's not going to help your case. Need to get closer to the stumps. There you can see. This time goes for that flashy cut shot. Bounces over the bat. Bails off in a flash, but I think his feet were behind the popping crease.
Yeah, I think he's way in. That won't be a problem for him, because the foot never left the crease there. Yeah, not going to be given out here. Tahir bowled this one beautifully. He flighted this one just a little bit. It was not as flat as all the other balls that he's bowled. 3 balls in the over. 67 on the board.
Yes,
There you can see he's really nagging them on that middle and leg line. He's really rushed through his over, hasn't conceded too many runs, to be fair. But this approach from PNG has been top class.
Don't.
Nice looking extra cover drive, pushed into the gap. They'll pick up an easy 2 big square outfields out here. So PNG are bossing this game right now, Faizan. 8 overs gone, 69 for 1.
Yeah, they are going at more than 8 runs an over, which is a very, very good run rate. We've seen in the first 10 overs, UAE had problems. They scored somewhere around 66, 67 runs. They are already 69 with 2 overs to go now. And I think, with the kind of approach that PNG is batting, I think we are looking at a good total here. And we already saw 163 was a winning total for the UAE in the first game that happened on the same ground. Tony Ura, the only other batter to have gone back to the pavilion, 14 of 14. Asadullah Wala on 34 of 22, looking really good and aggressive. Charles Amini has come out all guns blazing as well, 15 of just 12.
And they have plenty of batting to come, like Sese Bao, Kipling Doriga, Nosina Pokana, Chad Soper as well. So plenty of options left there, and they've given the ideal platform. Perhaps if they can bat a couple more overs, get to that halfway stage, then they can really go hell for leather. Scotland need to get a wicket here, need to break this partnership. So Kyle Kurtzer making another change. Chris Greaves, the leg break bowler, coming into the attack. Excellent economy rate.
Only his second game, hasn't picked up a wicket yet. You'd look to pick up a wicket here. The spinners have applied the breaks that were required, especially in the last over. He's given away just 5 runs Tahir. Before that, 32 runs came in the last 3 overs.
Flighted and trying to drag that away to the leg side, and immediately his action resembles a very, very top class leg break bowler going around these days, the Afghan superstar Rashid Khan. Very hustle and bustle run up.
Yo!
Once again, bottom edge going past fine leg. There is a deep square in place, so he gets on with the game.
No doubt about that. Uncanny resemblance to Rashid Khan there, especially with the way the ball is released from the hand and a quick arm action as well.
Yo!
This time sliced over extra cover into the gap. It's running away down the hill, and in fact it's going all the way for 4. Charles Amini is dealing in boundaries.
He found the gap perfectly. Didn't time it all that well, but found the gap perfectly, and that is what I've been talking about. The key is finding the gap for these two batters, and not just these two batters, but Tony Ura as well was finding gaps at will.
Pardon me, it was Asadullah Vala, not Charles Amini. So he's moved on to 39 in quick time. This is an excellent knock from him so far. Oh, look at that top spinner. A bit of extra bounce going away from the bat. And they were definitely interested in that.
Certainly a lot of Rashid there in that particular delivery. He bowls those ones to the left-handers, and he's been very, very successful.
Catch it! Oh,
Hard hit down the ground, bounces off the hand of the bowler. And Asadullah Vala definitely packs a punch. I wouldn't want to get my hand down to one of his on drives. Moves into the 40s. Meanwhile, Charles Amini going along very nicely as well. So the PNG top order looks in fine fettle. 7 runs off Greaves is over so far. Big full toss slammed over the top of mid-wicket. And he does well. Restricts them only to 1. Eventful over, 9 overs gone. PNG are 77 for 1.
Still 8 runs of the over. So they've got their runs from this over as well. And that is why these two are very, very dangerous. All they need here, the Scottish bowlers, is a wicket right away. And if I have to pick one, Wala is the man to actually go back to the pavilion for them.
Well, taking a look at the bowling analysis here, all of their seam bowlers have been hammered. 9 runs per over, 8 runs per over. Christopher Soule, the sole wicket taker, 1 for 17. But other than that, they need Hamza and Chris Greaves to bowl really well here. Callum McLeod just tried as a part-time option, so not too many bowlers available to Kyle Kurtzer. So it's going to depend a lot on their fine 5 main strike bowlers. Yet Callum McLeod has changed his ends. Let's see if that enables him to pick up a wicket here.
Well, I felt he was trying to do a lot in those 6 deliveries. Let's see. He just needs to pick up a line in length and bowl in those regions.
This time a top edge, and the wicketkeeper completes the dismissal. Charles Amini playing 1 shot too many, and in the end he has to depart. A big wicket for Scotland. PNG 77 for 2.
Just what the doctor ordered. And this is the ball that we were talking about. Slow through the air, on line, on length. You don't have to do much. You have to bowl it in the right regions. That is what he did here, Callum. And he eventually got a wicket. And a rash shot as well from Charles Amini. First ball you're facing from a new bowler, and you're trying to go with the switch hit or the reverse sweep. Not a great idea. Big wicket to have at this juncture, because this partnership was looking threatening. 77 for 2 now.
Yeah, just playing 1 shot too many there. That ball was angling into the pads and he was going against the spin. So a vital wicket here for the Scottish. But it definitely looks like a score of 150 to 160 is going to have to be chased down here. But that man on screen, number 13, Asadullah Vala, as long as he's still there, PNG will feel like they're in for a big score.
Absolutely, they're still in a good position. They've just lost a wicket, but they're still in a good position. 9.1 overs gone, 77 for the loss of 2. That is the score right now. They're scoring at a brisk pace. And that is why we were talking about the fact that they need a partnership building, so that eventually when they come to the business end of the innings, they can actually score big.
Kipling Doriga, the new batter coming in. So a left hand, right hand combination at the crease right now. More problems that Kyle Coetzer needs to solve. But picking up Charles Amini will definitely set PNG back for a while. His sixth bowler giving him that wicket, so he'll be quite chuffed with that. It is early afternoon here at the ICC Academy in Dubai. PNG taking on Scotland in the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash. And PNG are definitely bashing the ball, that's for sure.
Kipling is going to be on strike for the first time. Callum continues.
No.
Good delivery this time, right on that fourth stump line. He does give the ball a bit of flight, a bit of tweak, so perhaps we'll get some turn off the surface.
In the last 5 overs, 46 runs have been scored.
Trying to get to the pitch of the ball, that's a good approach against the ball turning into you. I would like to see another attacking fielder though, perhaps a slip in place for Callum McLeod. Alistair Evans out there manning the boundaries. Tucked away on the leg side, they're pushing for two. Square leg is giving chase, and he does well. That's good fielding, good aggressive fielding towards the ball, keeping it to 1.
Good over this as well. As I was saying a while back, in the last 5 overs, runs have come in at 9.2 runs an over. But this is where they've lost the 2 wickets as well. So it's hanging in the balance as of now. Scotland has made inroads into this batting unit, which was looking really dangerous. Wala still dangerous. He's on strike. 40 of just 26. Strike rate. Career strike rate of 140. Pretty good.
Oh, and immediately you can see the change in his approach. At first he was clearing his front leg, trying to bash the ball, now trying to get in line. So it's always a game within a game. Been a very good over from McLeod so far. Tucked away on the leg side, and they'll keep it just to 1. So a productive over for the Scottish. 79 for 2 at the halfway stage, and with that there'll be a change in the com box. Abdurrahman Tariq and Shoaib Ahmed to take over.
Thank you, Ahmed and Faizan. PNG 79 for 2. The halfway stage, the captain leading from the front. Wala 41 of just 28 deliveries. The new batsman Kipling 1 of 3.
Yes, good afternoon to all our viewers to this exciting game of cricket. 10 overs gone halfway through the first innings. And voila. Voila, what a voila innings this is.
Well, it seems that competition between us and Ahmed Khwaja on those dad jokes. We're going to be the winners. Greaves coming into bowl, second over. Just conceded the 9 runs in 1.2.
Yes, he's been looking very dangerous. Asadullah Wala. Kipling is the new man in. 80 for 2, so good start for PNG. Yes, they've lost 2 wickets, but they wouldn't mind that with the aggressive brand of cricket that they have already displayed at the ICC Academy. Appeal. A half-hearted appeal. Greaves is the bowler. Good delivery there, extra bounce of the wicket. So it is slowly but surely helping the spinners here.
Yes, again the leg spinner. That ball came in googly. Again Greaves coming, Kipling coming down the wicket to Greaves. Just getting hit on the pad, and we saw Karthik Meiyappan doing a lot of damage with his leg spin. Definitely the flavour of this ground. The rest spinners, very difficult to get off the mark for Kipling at the moment.
This time drilled down the ground. Fuller delivery from Greaves. Kipling will get a single, and that will bring Asad Wala on strike. He's on 42 of 30. A captain's knock already from Asad Wala. Last ball of the over.
Well, we'll have to see how PNG approach this now. We saw with Ireland, once they lost their top 3 wickets, they sort of just crumbled down.
Yes!
Again, very well bowled. Beautiful googly there by Greaves, beating the left-handed Vala outside his off stump. Brilliant finish to the over.
Well, Asadullah had no clue whatsoever where that ball was going. He was lucky the ball did not hit the timber on that last delivery. A very, very effective over coming from Greaves. Look at that delivery. Absolutely no idea. Did not read the ball from the hands. He was just hoping that the ball will come in to Vala. He needs to focus more on the release of Greaves. But this is good bowling. 11 overs gone. PNG are 81 for 2.
It's very good last 2 overs. 81 for 2 PNG. They've been going well. About 7.8 runs an over. So the run rate is not bad at all. It's just we have to see how good their finish will be. The last 9 overs of the inning coming up. We're at the ICC Academy for the Summer T20 Bash. PNG versus Scotland live on your TV screens.
Yes, Tahir is the new bowler. This has been played towards the point fielder. Will get a couple of runs. Was good in the first over, Tahir. Just gave away 5.
He's got a very interesting bowling action, Shoaib. Just skips in and releases the ball. Not a very heavy follow through or a long run up for a left arm spinner.
Good delivery again on the back foot. Wanted to cut that. Should have been on the front foot. Beaten all ends up.
Well, he's one of those left arm spinners that actually doesn't turn the ball a lot. Just comes in with the arm.
Down!
Nicely bowled again on the right length. So even after coming out, Kipling did not reach the ball, and that's why had to check his shot at the last moment. This is good bowling from Hamza Tahir.
Down!
And on the stumps, played back to the bowler. So Kipling just putting too much pressure on himself and the PNG batsman. 10 balls faced, just the 4 runs, and has a quick chat with the captain, who's letting him know what he's doing wrong. When you've got a batsman on the other end at 42, what you want to do is just get off strike. Play it on the leg side or in the gaps on the cover region. Again going down the wicket, but this was always on the cards with Kipling. Playing one shot too many. Not intelligent cricket at all by that PNG batsman, but very well bowled by Tahir.
Yes, Kipling there absolutely crumbling under pressure. He was on 10 or 4 and had to release somehow. And that's what he did. Came down the track and gave his best, not getting to the pitch of the ball. And Hamza Tahir, what a great delivery that was. He's absolutely been on the mark. And that's the wicket number 3 for Papua New Guinea.
Well, as a left arm spinner, again, somebody who doesn't turn the ball, when you've faced 6-7 deliveries of his, must have a clear idea of what you want to do. Sometimes it's as simple as just flicking the ball to the leg side and taking a single, getting off strike. Again, trying one shot too many, just running down the wicket. Hamza Tahir beats him and the keeper does the rest. So PNG 3 down now, the 12th over. We'll have to see, do they have that lower batting strength to get them to that 150, 160 mark? Against this Scotland batting lineup, anything less would probably not be enough.
Yes, absolutely. They've got a good start here, but they need to capitalize on that, build on that, and make a decent score on board for Scottish batters to come out and chase. Because on this wicket, as we saw, anything less than 140, Scotland will definitely feel that they have a strong chance of chasing it down. So they've got a good platform in the first 10. They need to build a good skyscraper on that foundation. Doesn't look like that as of now. So clearly Papua New Guinea and their batters a little weaker when it comes to spin bowling. Yes, they were absolutely on the money when they were facing the fast bowlers, the Scottish fast bowlers, but Tahir has been very, very difficult to play as of now.
Well, a brilliant over from Hamza Tahir. Just 2 runs given and taken a crucial wicket here. CC Bao, the left-handed batsman, 356 runs in 18 games. He's hit quite a few sixes. Just 105 strike rate, so he's got a hit and miss approach to the game. 83 for 3 PNG in the 12 overs. They still have their captain in the middle. Asudullah Wala looking very good. 42 of just 31 deliveries.
Yes, Wala has been leading from the front for Papua New Guinea. He needs a partner, a trusted partner, an able partner who can build the innings from here on. They need to make sure they get the runs on the board. 8 more overs to go. And I feel that Greaves and Tahir will continue as long as possible because they've managed to stem the flow of runs. They've put a plug to the flow of runs that Papua New Guinea had in the previous overs. Starts off with a googly, played towards the fine leg fielder. Tahir there will be a single.
And that's what the PNG batsmen need to learn. Kimberley could have easily done that in their last over as well. Just played it down to short fine leg or square leg for a single. But instead going for those expansive shots. We'll have to see if CC Bao has a similar approach to the spinners. Again, another left-hander. Expect another googly from Greaves.
Catch it!
Nicely bowled straight into the hands and out of the hands of the fielder there. Good effort. It was a difficult catch. I think it was McLeod who was the man in question. A flighty delivery outside off. Good bowling.
And again, another googly. Hit very hard to the cover fielder. Again, another dot ball. So Shoaib just putting up pressure on themselves, the PNG batsmen, by eating up those dot balls.
Oh yes, it's credit to Greaves and Tahir. They have been bowling absolutely brilliantly. Those googlies coming in. Another googly outside off, played up in the air. Was there for a while, but no danger in the end. Sweeper cover will stop that. Cross gets the ball. 85 on board now.
For sure, if you have a feeling with this PNG batting lineup, if all of them get going, they'll get 200 odd runs in 20 overs. If not, they'll just bundle down for 90 or 100 odd. They play a shorter ball. Other than Wala, we've not seen anybody just try to stay at the crease and play out the innings.
Oh, nicely bowled again. Goes straight back to the bowler. Yes, Wala has looked very impressive, especially in the first 6 overs. Things have slowed down for him as soon as the spinners have come into the attack. And if you remember, in the first 6 overs, when we were discussing, we said there is going to be a good contest between the spin bowlers and Wala, because it seems like he likes the ball to come on to him.
Catch it! We are 1 day.
This time straight down the ground for a single.
Yes, Shoaib, you were absolutely spot on there. As the over comes to an end, 86 in 13. So the last 3 overs, they have just scored 7 runs and lost 2 wickets. And yes, the spinners have definitely put a hold to the runs. Have a look at that. Tony Ura, the opener, 14 of 14. Asudullah Wala, lone battle in the middle, 44 of just 34 deliveries. Charles Amini came in and started off really well, but then that spinner making a difference. 17, just 15 balls. And then Kipling Doriga, 4 of 11 deliveries faced. CC Bao has faced 4, scored just a 1 run. So yes, definitely spinners playing a huge role here for Scotland. The openers and the 1 down batsmen definitely enjoying pace on the ball. Callum McLeod is coming in again. Right arm off spinner has already taken a wicket.
Go, Claudia!
Yes, again, spinner brought into the attack. Unusual, they've stopped Tahir from bowling another over. I would have wanted him to see him bowl another over or 2.
Down, Barrow! Got that, yeah.
Meanwhile, it's Callum who starts off pretty well. Again, a lot of dot balls in the middle overs. This is something that will come to haunt Papua New Guinea in the second innings.
Callan coming the ball again. Short delivery. Played straight down the ground really hard. Good effort there at long on, but the ball goes over the fence for 4. So yes, Hamza Tahir was bowling really well. I think they brought in the off spinner because they've got 2 left-handers on strike. That was a poor delivery. Short, just sat up for Vala to hit it straight down the ground really hard. Good effort there by the fast bowler Evans, but unfortunately the ball goes over the fence for 4. And then again, intelligent cricket once again by the captain. Close, but eventually gets through. So Vala has reached a well-deserved half-century, Shoaib, with those 2 runs.
No doubt about that. The skipper has done it for the team in the very first game of the tournament. Asad Vala, what a great innings. A fighting knock in the summer heat right here in the UAE. It's not easy conditions to bat, and Asad Vala has come to the fore. He is the one to look out for going into the World T20s for Papua New Guinea. The skipper has led from the front. This one played straight back to the bowler. So good comeback from Callum.
Yes, well, 92 for PNG and 50 of them have come from Vala's bat. So more than half the runs scored by the captain. Again short and on the leg stump. This time again the fielder rolls over. They take a single. So 93 for 3 PNG at the end of the 14th over.
Yes, after that short speech of mine, for Vala, I'm sure we'll be good friends. And I have my one eye on their fancy cap. Absolutely love the color of the kit and especially the cap. So yes, good start for Papua New Guinea, 93 for 3 after 14. And thanks to Vala, who's on 50 of 40. Callum has bowled 3 overs already. He's given away 17 runs and taken a wicket. We're live from ICC Academy. If you've joined us just now, this is a match between Papua New Guinea and Scotland. Papua New Guinea winning the toss and deciding to bat first.
Well, we have another change in the bowling. Hamza Tahir, the left arm spinner, now coming in from the opposite end. With 6 overs to go, PNG must be thinking they need to get at least 50 runs. Get to that 143, 145 mark. As we keep saying this, the Scotland batting, very strong batting unit, very strong batting lineup. So anything less than 140 might not be enough against these guys. Just have a little bit of a hold up as the new bowler comes in. It's very hot outside, so the batsman just taking a small break.
Lining up to play a big shot, Asad Vala. Now we will see him break the shackles. He will set himself loose against the spinners, no matter who is bowling. They want to get to a decent total, and this man can get you to that total. Vala, who's on 51 of 41. If he gets going against the spinners, Papua New Guinea will have a good total on board by the end of the 20th over.
Again running down the wicket. CC Bowes hit that really hard. Absolutely no chance for the fielder. He just had to move a couple of steps to his right, but couldn't get to it. Hit very hard by CC Bow.
Oh yes, now Bow joins the party. Hit that straight down the ground, and that's the safest place to hit, especially against a spinner, because you have both the long on and the long off fielders wide. You don't have them straight, so that is an opportunity, a run scoring area. And CC Bow has whacked that straight down the ground. Again stepping down the wicket, this time straight to the fielder, will just be a single.
This seems to be a clear plan by the PNG batsman against the spinner. Just walk down the wicket and hit them as hard as you possibly can. Doesn't work all the time, as we saw against Kipling. CC Bow so far, run a ball 6. That man Vala, 51 of 41 deliveries.
making room for himself and clearing that ball right into the gap. Extra cover is his zone, and he's owned it. He's made a plot there. He's done the registry of that property. That cover area belongs to Asadullah Wala.
Again, making some room, going down the leg side and then freeing his arms over that cover infield. 100 comes up for PNG after a brief halt in that run rate. They've picked up again. 10 runs so far of that over.
Oh, that's a soft dismissal. Wala has been dismissed. Tahir gets his revenge, and some words exchanged. Asad Wala, what a great innings, but comes to an end because of a soft dismissal. Just a checked shot straight into the hands of Imran Tahir. Apologies, that's Hamza Tahir.
Well, if that was Imran Tahir, you would have seen him run around the entire ICC outfield after getting hit for a 4. Hamza Tahir comes back and takes a wicket. And one of the things Asadullah Wala was doing well was taking a single after hitting a boundary, but this time causes his downfall. 103 now for PNG for the loss of 4 wickets in 14.5 overs.
Yes, Hamza Tahir getting his wicket, of the big wicket, the prized wicket of Asad Wala. And Papua New Guinea are 103 for 4 now. That will definitely stem the flow of runs. Scotland will feel they've got the wicket that they wanted.
Well, the new batsman Jason Keela, he's got 193 strike rate in the 6 games he's played. He's got the hairstyle of the Spice Man. So if he can play half of what Andrew Fletcher bats like, PNG will be very much above that 150 mark.
Oh yes, absolutely. That 190 tells you that the entire team of Papua New Guinea is just built around playing some big shots. And no wonder they've qualified for the World T20 qualifiers. Meanwhile, looking for 2. That was a suicidal run. That would have been absolutely clear as daylight had that hit the stumps. Very, very tricky situation there. Taken 2 runs, but a very suicidal run that they're coming in from Bau. So end of the over, and on that note, there's going to be a change in the com box to take you through for the last 5 overs. It's going to be Faizan Khan and Ahmed Khwaja.
Thank you very much, Shoaib and Abdurrahman. 105 for 4, ideal platform set, but the loss of the captain Asadullah Wala will definitely set them back a bit. Sesebao and Jason Keela at the crease right now. Callum McLeod to continue his final over. 1 for 17, very useful spell. Reverse sweep into the gap, beats the point fielder and is going to scurry away for 4.
Beautiful shot. This was the requirement coming in from PNG because their run rate had gotten down in the last few overs, and that is why they sent in a man who can actually hit those big shots. Strike rate of 192. But this time around, it was a reverse sweep coming in. I think it was Bao the man. So Bao down to Bao's shot here.
Indeed. Oh, trying that reverse sweep once again, but Callum McLeod pulls out of his action and just had a word with the non-striker. Stay in your crease, mate. But good spirit all round. Plenty of laughs being had. This time worked away towards mid-wicket. Pushing for 2, but they won't challenge the fielder on his throw. And that's a very good idea. Look at that. Right over the stumps.
So a good over coming in once again from McLeod. He has picked up a wicket, given away 22 runs in his 3.2.
Steps it away, cuts it away this time, but straight to the short third man. They'll still take a single though. That's poor fielding in my opinion, Faizan.
Yeah, he could have been a little proactive there, the fielder on that short third. He was going back rather than charging onto the ball. Possibly thinking that they're not going to take a single up close. Stealing a single there, PNG, on single Nelson.
Down the ground this time, but not quite catching it on the blade, but he'll still go all the way for 4. The long on fielder was too square, and Seisebao is playing a gem of an innings.
The urgency showing now for the PNG batters as we are into the last 5 overs of the innings. Nice shot down the wicket. Safest regions to play those kind of shots. Even if you don't time that to perfection, you'll still get 4 runs from it. And that is exactly what Bao did there. 15 of 9 already now.
And you have to keep in mind the straight boundaries are much shorter, so you need your long off and long on a lot straighter. The outfields on the square are bigger. This time fired in, work towards mid-wicket. They're pushing for 2, but they'll stick to 1. So you can afford to have your square fielders a lot more spread out, but your straight fielders, they need to be as close as possible.
Absolutely, spot on. Those are the shorter boundaries here. 11 runs off the over already. Next ball.
Trying to give himself room, but can only find the extra cover fielder. So that's the end of Callum MacLeod's spell. 1 for 28, 16 overs gone. PNG are 116 for 4.
Still a decent spell coming in from Callum. At one point in time, PNG were running away with the game. They were just 2 down and going at over 9 runs and over. Breaks were applied since the time spinners came onto ball. All 3 of them. Callum, one part of that trilogy.
Indeed, the spin strangle from Callum MacLeod, Hamza Tahir and Chris Greaves has brought the Scottish back into the game, picked up wickets as well. But now it's the final 4. The flurry is going to be on. We know Jason Keela has a career strike rate of 193, so he will make his intentions very, very clear.
Jason Keela is the bowling killer.
Absolutely. Plenty of puns and dad jokes in the com box today. Of course, it is a Friday.
From Shoaib, yeah.
Looking a bit concerned that body language is not as positive as you would expect from the Scottish. Chris Greaves back into the attack. Nicely bowled and nicely punched down the ground as well. Adjusted well to it.
Single taken, 117 on the board now for the loss of 4 wickets. Still 6 wickets in hands, so they have the license to go for the big ones here.
Absolutely. Thanks to the captain, Asadullah Vala, they can go hell for leather. Edged away, short of the short third man. And they will once again take a single. I think he might be under a bit of duress because of his shoulder, as we saw in the earlier half of the innings. So not quite moving as swiftly as you would like.
Absolutely, spot on. Well spotted there. Because he should have gone for the catch. Didn't. Single taken.
Seisebao trying to pull that away over cow corner, but only edging it onto his pads. So they have to be careful. They have to use the pace that Chris Greaves is bowling with. Try to work that ball behind square, because he bowls it quickly into the pitch, so he doesn't give you a lot of time to get your bat underneath the ball. This time punched hard down the ground. They strike the ball really well though, these PNG batters.
Absolutely, the timing is there. And in the first 6 overs of the game, the placement was there as well, and that is why they got a lot of runs. They scored at 9 per over in the power play.
Reverse sweep. Oh, what a catch! Unbelievable catch at short third man with an injured shoulder. Diving across to his left, he takes an absolute stunner.
Yeah, that was a brave decision to actually dive on that shoulder itself. That was injured in the, the 3rd over of the innings. And he had taken a rest after that. Coming back, moving around nicely, moving slowly though, but landing on that shoulder once again. Brave call. Very, very brave call to go for that catch.
They are barely days away from the first qualifier. That takes a lot of courage, a lot of guts to throw yourself around in the field. Of course, you're not allowed to replace a fielder because of the ICC regulation, so he's powering through some severe pain. You can see he's clearly not comfortable out there, but that is an outstanding catch. The catch of the Dafa T20 Summer Bash so far.
Absolutely, just because it was towards his bad shoulder. That is the reason why it was a brilliant catch coming in from the fielder there. Brilliant wicket, just at the wrong time. When we were saying that they had the license to go for the kill, a wicket goes down and now they have to start from scratch once again.
And that is, of course, the maiden T20I wicket for Chris Greaves. So congratulations to him, writing down his name in Scottish history. It's a very proud cricketing nation. You may remember they played that 1999 World Cup, and in 2015 they had an absolute thriller with Afghanistan, a fellow associate nation at that stage. Down the leg side, sweeps it away, but straight to Hamza Tahir at short fine. They'll take a single. My goodness, a better throw, that would have been a certain run out.
Absolutely, but what a good over coming in from Greaves there. He finishes the spell, giving away just 16 runs, picking up a wicket. This is brilliant bowling. This is the kind of bowling that can lift the morale of the team.
Not a very good throw there from Hamza Tahir. He saves his strength only for his bowling. But 120 for 5. 3 overs remaining. Chris Greaves has been bowled out. 3 overs needed. There's Chris Soule in the attack. He's got some genuine pace. But the way these PNG batters have been going about things, I think sticking to spin somewhere might be the right tactic.
Absolutely. They should not think much but go with the flow of the game, and the flow of the game has been changed since the time the spinners have been brought on. All 3 spinners, brilliant bowling from them. A mini conference going on between the bowler and the vice captain and the captain in the side. Tahir is coming on to bowl his last over. He's one part of that trilogy that we were talking about in the spin department for Scotland, and he's been immensely successful in his career as well. Ahmed, we were talking about it. He's given away runs at a quick pace, but he has always been a wicket-taking bowler.
This is a good decision from Kyle Kurtzer, in my opinion, sticking to spin even in the death overs. Norman Vanua has come out to bat alongside Sese Bao. He's on 19 of 14. Left-hand batter versus left-arm orthodox. This is going to be fun either way. Short ball dragged down, and that has been clomped over square leg for 6.
What a good shot. It's windy out there and the wind is flowing from that direction, and that is why the fielder was always looking to grab that. Couldn't. Going over his head. Over square leg. Nicely played. Making room. Getting into position really quickly. Brilliant shot.
That was a pure drag down delivery from Hamza Tahir. This is not in his usual role to bowl at the death. This time once again dragged away towards square leg, but straight to the fielder Alistair Evans out there. So they've got 7 runs off the first 2 deliveries. The perfect start to this over. 2 for 26. He's bowling his final over. It's always a gamble to bowl spin, although the conditions and the match situation suited it. Norman Vanua to face his first delivery. And that leg side fielders, they have to be in exactly the right position. They're going to be aerial shots played towards them. Chris Greaves out there manning the fence. Right hand batter is Norman Vanua, so the percentages favor Hamza Tahir this time. Hard hit down the ground, that has been launched all the way for 6. Norman Vanua, 600 strike rate, getting on with the game.
Cracker of a shot. Brilliant shot. So they haven't taken any pressure of the wickets falling down. The PNG batters. What a good looking shot. Tahir's over turning out to be expensive now in the slot. And through the line. He goes up and over and outside the park. Beautiful shot.
Well, we have some football grounds right next to this ICC Academy Oval. And Norman Vanua is definitely aiming for that. And say hi to viewers all over the world. I'm Ahmed Khwaja, that's Faizan Khan, and you're watching the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash. And that was one hell of a bash from Norman Vanua. Brilliant.
Absolutely bashed the bowler Tahir there. Brilliant. Tahir now looking expensive. 3.3 overs, 32 runs, picked up 2 wickets.
Once again, a hard hit down the ground. Long off will be in business. Does well there. The captain himself, Kyle Kurtzer. So this overall PNG score is getting some respectability. 134 for 5. Still have just under 2.5 overs remaining. Sese Bao, 26 of 16. He's batted absolutely beautifully. Taken over from the skipper, Asadullah Vala. And I like the combinations in this PNG batting lineup. A lot of left-hand batters in the middle order as well. This time spliced straight down the ground, didn't catch it at all. So they'll pick up a single.
Well, with that single, it's 5 balls from the over. They're on 135 for the loss of 5. What do you reckon is going to be a good score from here on in? What do you think should PNG score?
I think they definitely need to get at least 160 here. They're striking the ball well. Still have 2 overs remaining. You can easily aim for 20-25 runs. You have plenty of batting still to come. And Norman Vanua smartly takes a single. That's excellent batting. 136 for 5 at the end of the 18th over.
Tahir, the expensive bowler here, because this was a big over coming in from him. A couple of sixes in this particular over. 2 wickets he's picked up, but he has given away runs, leaked runs in fact, at almost 9 runs and over. At a point in time, he was the responsible party to actually put the brakes, applying the brakes on the PNG batting. But in the final over, very expensive.
There you can see 6-1, 6-1-1-1. Reads like the number plate of Faizan Khan's Bentley parked outside.
He's going to reveal everything about me now. Ahmed.
Your entire financial statement will be on air in the Fun News.
Thankfully, you don't work in a bank. It would have been on posters though.
Absolutely.
Had that been the case.
But 2 overs remaining. PNG elected to bat first after winning the toss. And it's back to the reliable frontline seamers here for Kyle Kurtzer. He needs 6 good deliveries here from his lead pacers, Josh Davey and Chris Soule. So Josh Davey going to be brought on right now. Not bowling his full quota. That's quite surprising, Faizan.
Because the spinners were doing so good, Ahmed. So I think it was a good call at that particular time. They did a small conference whether or not Tahir should bowl. That has backfired, but at that moment it looked like a good decision.
Yes, can't disagree with you at all. And even those 2 sixes were poor deliveries. Deserve to be hit. Short ball down the leg side, but getting glove on it, and thankfully fine leg was in the circle. A very dangerous delivery, got away with it.
Certainly can't disagree with me, Ahmed, because he wants a party at my penthouse and a ride in my Bentley.
So Norman Vanua striking the ball well, and Sese Bao on strike this time. Yes, Faizan.
And both those things actually exist only in his head.
Umpires on the move. Of course, it's a left-hand, right-hand batting combination, so they need to switch sides to be on the leg side. Josh Davey, none for 17. Not been a fruitful day for him so far, but he has 5 deliveries to get something happening in the wickets column. Oh, wide outside off. He could have hit that absolutely anywhere. Missed out there, Sese Bao.
Big slash coming in from Sese Bao. He scored well, 27 of just 17 deliveries. A small conference now going on with Norman Vanua and Bao in the middle. And I think Vanua would have an advice coming in as to whether he's trying to bowl those slower ones or how he's changing that angle or coming close to the umpire or going away from him. All these things the non-striker does.
That's a better delivery, worked away behind square leg. Bowling according to his field. That's much more like it from Josh Davey. You can err on the side of a full toss, but you can't bowl short or slot balls at this stage of the innings.
Absolutely spot on. And sometimes those low full tosses are really difficult to get away because your toe end of the bat isn't all that powerful to get that power going behind the shot. And I think it's a good ploy to try and bowl those Yorkers. Even if you miss, it's a low full toss, a low percentage delivery for a bowler.
Extremely well explained there, Faizan. Only 2 runs conceded. We're halfway through his over. Josh Davey looking a bit under the weather. It is hot and sweltery conditions out there now. The peak of the early afternoon. Not easy for the fast bowlers. Another full delivery. Nicely worked to the left of long off. He's giving chase and does really well there. That's excellent fielding by Chris Soule.
Good running between the wickets. I think it's 3 runs there. So well run. Norman is going to be on strike now. In fact, it was Norman who hit that shot. He's now on 12 of 5. So Bao is going to be on strike. 28 of 19 deliveries. PNG hasn't got a boundary in this over. They would want it bad now. 2 more balls remaining in this over. They would want to finish it big.
Indeed, they need to get as close to that 160 score as possible. That feels like a winning score on this track and this ground. Short ball, slower ball this time. A slower bouncer from Josh Davey. Outfoxed Sese Bao there.
Good bowling. Very good bowling. Bao wasn't expecting this. He thought, like the other bowls that he has bowled, it's going to be a full ball onto the stumps. But this time around, he had a different idea altogether. Trying to hit it too hard as well, Bao there.
Indeed. Final delivery of the day for Josh Davey. This time slashed over the top of point. The cover sweeper will give it a chase and it will pull up, but they'll pick up 2 runs. So that's a very decent over from Josh Davey in the end. Only 7 runs coming off it. 143 for 5. 6 deliveries remaining for PNG.
What do you think if they don't get to 160 here? What kind of pressure is going to be on the PNG bowlers? Because the Scottish batting unit is very strong. They've got some great names who play for the counties, for different leagues across the world. They've got a particular Quedza who's a brilliant batter. They have someone in the middle order as well that can blast the bowling away.
Indeed. Kyle Kurtzer, Callum MacLeod, very fine batters, very experienced. They are gun players at international level. Will be interesting to see the rest of the Scottish batting lineup, but those 2 are definitely their cornerstone players. And it's going to be Alasdair Evans given the final over then. Big, tall, fast bowler. Can he hit that Yorker length though? That's the question, Faizan.
Absolutely. That is the key. Don't want to give room. We already said low full tosses are better than short balls, and we saw that in the last over as well. Low full tosses went for a single, short balls at least not timed well, went for a couple of runs in the outfield. So I think it's always good to keep it full, keep it straight. You miss, I hit.
Norman Vanoa on strike, then surveying the leg side. Got off the mark with a handsome 6 down the ground. Let's see if he can keep that momentum going. Push that score up to 160 odd. Alasdair Evans has been expensive today. Only bowled 2 overs for 18. So he'll be under pressure. And he's coming around the wicket. Interesting tactic. Short ball pulled away hard, but straight to the square leg sweeper there. So bowling according to his field.
Yeah, that's a good ball. That's a decent ball because you have square leg protecting that region. So even if the batsman times it well, just like he did on that last ball, Norman, you only get a single. This is very good bowling in the last 2 overs from the Scottish bowlers. 144 on the board. 5 more balls remaining in this match in the first innings.
Indeed, they've done quite well at the death. And of course, this is us in the comm box watching live. Fantastic tournament going on here. We're seeing a lot of top level cricket there. These guys are on the cusp of qualifying for the World T20. So they have taken a long path and they're right on the doorstep of making history for their respective nations. A small island near Australia is Papua New Guinea. A collection of islands, and they're almost going to the big show itself. This time paddled it over the fine leg fielder. That is brilliant from Sese Bao. 1 bounce for 4.
And towards the short boundary that Ahmed has been pointing out. So this is good batting. He knew exactly what he was doing. Wrists coming into play just at the last moment. And in fact, maybe it was premeditated, but he moved just at the last moment so that the bowler cannot adjust the line and the length of the delivery. Wonderful shot.
You just miss your length by a few inches and you disappear. That would have been an almost perfect delivery if it was 2 inches closer to the batter. But it became a slot ball and brilliantly executed. 34 of 22. He has played an absolute blinder here, Say Bao. Oh, that's a big full toss. Might even be a no ball. Yes, it is. The leg umpire has signaled a no ball. And you know what that means, Faizan? It's a free hit.
Absolutely. Free runs coming in for PNG. So Scottish bowlers now helping them to actually get to the mark that we were talking about. 160 can be reachable now. 4 balls remaining. This is going to be a free hit. This is exciting. The first free hit of the day.
Alistair Evans under pressure has 4 deliveries to get through. Already gone for 24 runs in the day. And Say Bao is charging after him. I wonder if he'll try that paddle once again, or just try to power that ball down the ground over cow corner. Right then, here we go. Free hit coming up. Oh, good delivery, good response. Powered down the ground, but they'll only get one. 150 up for PNG.
This is what we were talking about. Bowl it full, even outside the off stump. That doesn't allow the batsman to get under the ball. Nicely bowled. And this is the go-to ball these days for the death over bowlers, especially in T20, outside that off-stump Yorker, which is very difficult to get away. We've seen some biggies actually bowl those slower Yorkers as well outside the off-stump. Dwayne Bravo is the name that comes to mind whenever I think of that.
Absolutely, and a legend at T20 level. 2-time World T20 winner. Norman Vanua has carved his over to the third man fielder and he's dropped it. Hamza Tahir, what are you doing? Extra runs given away and the day just gets worse for Alistair Evans.
Oh, that's really, really bad. A single added to the total. Hamza would certainly need fielding coaching classes here, because this was a sitter, a dolly handed over to you in your hands. All you needed to do was close your hands just at the right time.
Very, very poor effort there from Hamza Tahir. This over is proving to be expensive now. Still 2 deliveries remaining. 150 has been crossed by PNG. Tries to paddle it once again, but it's in the air towards the square leg fielder. It will drop safely, but they will pick up 2 runs. Hamza Tahir once again, the man under the scanner.
Well, the way he's moving in the field, you certainly would want to talk to their fielding coach. Hamza needs to take those extra classes, which we never took in our college.
Absolutely. Final delivery coming up in the PNG innings. They had won the toss and elected to bat first. Say Bao, 37 of 25. He has carved this towards the square leg sweeper. He's out there, picks it up, first time throw, and they'll only get a single. So PNG conclude their innings at 154 for 5. Say Bao, 38 of 26. An excellent hand by the left-hand batter.
Well, 11 runs coming off the last over, turning out to be a decent total. This is a total where the bowlers would be confident that they have something to bowl at.
It's been a tough day out there in the field for the tartan blue of Scotland, but I think even they will be fairly content to chase 155 after losing the toss, Faizan.
Absolutely, especially with the kind of start they have had. The PNG batters in the first 6 overs, they were going at 9 apiece. Till the 9th over, in fact, they were going at 9 runs and over. So I think it is a sort of victory in the last 11 overs for Scotland. At least in this second half battle, they have come victorious.
Chris Greaves and Hamza Tahir, the 2 spinners, bowled really well here for the Scottish. And Callum MacLeod also giving 4 vital overs to them. This is the PNG batting scorecard. Then Tony Ura 14 of 15. Asadullah Vala, the captain, with the standout innings, 55 of 43. Charles Amini was looking good as well, 17 of 15. Kipling Doriga struggled. But Say Bao, 38 of 26, was absolutely brilliant. And Norman Vanua also gave him some healthy support, striking at a strike rate of 200. Only 8 extras given away, 154 for 5. I think they would have liked 10 more runs, but that's a pretty decent first innings total, Faizan.
Absolutely. We've been saying this since the morning that 150, 155 on this wicket would be a good Good target. Taking a look at the bowling here, Alistair Evans, 3 overs, 29 runs, expensive at 9.67. Joshua Davey, 3 overs, 23, decent bowling from him, 7.67. Christopher Soule, 2 overs, 17 runs. I'm surprised that he wasn't brought back to bowl because he had picked up a wicket as well. Callum McLeod, 4 overs, 28 runs, took away a wicket as well. Hamza Tahir, expensive in the last over. And Christopher Greaves, 4 overs, 17 runs, pick of the bowlers there, going at only 4.25. This is, mind you, his second game only, and he already had an economy rate of 5.66, which is going to go down further.
These were the highlights of the first innings. Then Asadullah Wala and Tony Ura counter-attacking. Their power play batting was very good. That shot screamed away through extra cover. Asadullah Wala was in prime form. Josh Davey was hammered over the top, carved over cover point. Whenever he lost his length, even Chris Soule pitched the ball too much. And Asadullah Wala said thank you very much, hauling him over the top twice, once over the point region and then down the ground. And whenever he dropped in length, it was hammered, and that was a good catch taken to get Tony Ura. Then Charles Amini came in and started striking boundaries immediately. Lovely on drive, and then this flick shot past the fine leg fielder, and it just ran away down the leg side. Asadullah Wala just kept on chugging along. Chris Greaves looked very impressive as well, but was launched over extra cover for 4. But the spinners did definitely slow down the scoring. Pardon me, Charles Amini then playing a poor looking shot there, trying to reverse it when it was too straight. Hamza Tahir came into the attack and produced a wicket as well of Kipling Doriga. And then Say Bao came out to bat to support his captain, who did eventually fall for 55 of 43 there. That was a good shot though. But then caught and bowled by Hamza Tahir. Had a bit of argy-bargy with him as well. This was an excellently executed reverse. And then powered down the ground. Their straight striking was extremely impressive. Chris Greaves then finally taking his maiden wicket. Look at that catch at short third man. Absolutely brilliant. Hamza Tahir bowled the 18th over and had to pay the ultimate price. Was smacked for 2 sixes, one over cow corner and one down the ground from Norman Vanua. Alistair Evans then came in, was paddled immediately for 4. That was a brilliant shot from Say Bao. And in the end, a target of 155 for the Scottish. It won't be easy, but it's definitely achievable.
And with the kind of batting that the Scottish have, I think it's going to be a tight game.
Right then, we'll take a short break, but just wait for us. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the Scottish run chase.
Right, so we are right on the ball number 1 for Papua New Guinea versus Scotland. Scotland are batting second. Papua New Guinea having a decent total on the board. 155 is what they've managed in their allotted 20 overs, and now it's on the Scottish opening batsman to get a good start and get the run chase in motion. With me in the comm box is Faizan. Faizan, welcome.
Thank you so much, Shoaib. Yeah, so a good score on the board. It looked like as if they would crumble at somewhere around 140, but they eventually scored big in the last few overs.
Good start here from Pokana. 2 dot balls. There's a movement for him. The left-handed fast bowler from Papua New Guinea has a good rhythm.
Absolutely. Good rhythm coming in from him. Munzi is the batter who's facing right now. Quidza with him. Quidza, a world-class batter. Plays in the leagues across the world. Plays in England a lot of his cricket. County cricket also. So a very good batter up front. Also the captain of the side. Nosena Pokana is the bowler. 19 matches, 19 wickets. In he comes.
This time outside off and absolutely crashed that. But finds the fielder at point. Straight into the hands. And it must have hurt for sure. Beautiful shot there from Munsi. He had a very important role to play in the qualifiers. Has played really well. 40 matches, 1,051 runs, 650s and a century as well in the T20 internationals. This time on the pads, wanted to play a big shot towards the onside, did not time it too well. Ball hitting the pads, and they've taken a single, scramble through. First runs on the board for Scotland.
Pokana has bowled well in the first 3 deliveries that he has bowled till now. George Munzi down the leg side, missed out on that. The fine leg was up in the circle as well. Easy pickings had it hit the bat there. Kyle Quidza, 60 matches for him. A great strike rate. Brilliant record for him. Quidza is going to take strike for the very first time in this match for Scotland. A good score, 154 on the board. Defendable, do you think, Shoaib?
Yes, it's a good score we saw in the first game. If anything that we've learnt from the first game is that it is not an easy wicket to bat on. And the first 6 overs are very important. So, depending on how well Scotland play in the first 6 overs, that will set the tone for the run chase. So, that is very, very important for Scotland to do well, especially in the first 6 overs. Meanwhile, some movement for Pokana. Coming into the right-hander, that ball has been played towards mid-wicket. So no run there, a decent over coming in.
Well, a good start to the over by Pokana. 5 balls, hasn't given away a run off the bat. Just a lone single coming in off the leg by. And that was Munzi on strike. So Quidza has faced 1 delivery, hasn't scored a run. Quidza also is amongst the runs for Scotland. Experienced campaigner, 650s to his name. A decent average as well of 25 up front. A world-class batter.
This time up in the air, clearing the infield. Beautiful drive there on the up. And Kyle Quidza, the skipper, is off the mark with a boundary. 4 is number 82 of the tournament. Brought to you by Dafa News, and what a great shot that was.
Absolutely brilliant. Up and over the infield, slightest of rooms outside the off stump. It was bowled at a good length region, so nothing wrong with the ball there. Just up and over, helping it go over the infield. Always playing it in the air and clearing the infield comfortably. Good start for Quidza.
Yes, a positive looking start for Quidza. He started off well. Both these openers are absolutely class openers for Scotland. It is important for these 2 openers to play a good handy knock, especially in the first 6. Chasing a target of 155. Decent start from Papua New Guinea as well, just 5 in the first over.
Absolutely good start by Pokana. So Bao is going to be the new bowler who's coming into ball now. And We'll have to see what's the idea. Spinner in the attack. Sese Bao, 11 matches, 4 wickets, right arm medium. But I think he's going to bowl spin here. Because spin has worked well in the first innings also.
Yes, that could be a possibility, or they would just want to bluff him. Nice ball, good start, arm ball coming in, that ball moving into the left-handed Munshi. Good start for the over from Bao. Reversed it and middled it nicely, clearing the infield again. Will it go all the way? No, but just falling short of the white ropes there. That's going to be a 4.
Good shot. Aggressive cricket coming in from Munshi. 4 runs already against his name of just 6 deliveries. A dangerous shot, switch hit, but effective because the field was inside the circle and went almost all the way there.
Yes, from whatever we've seen of Munshi, we know that he is a very good, strong player. Square of the wicket. He likes to sweep a lot and reverse sweep a lot as well. There you see another sweep coming in, another good shot, another beautifully timed reverse sweep, and a similar result. Back-to-back boundaries for Munshi.
And I think this was even better than the last one because he was in position quickly, totally in control of that shot and played it where he wanted to play it, behind square on the leg side, which was originally the offside for him. So nicely done, beautifully played, attacking cricket coming in from the Scottish batters.
Yes, this is good, positive intent from Munshi. He's played a beautiful innings so far. 2 reverse sweeps. Pressure on Bao. Now they have the point fielder out. So change of field means that here Munshi has enforced some pressure back onto Papua New Guinea. So they've got a square leg and a deep point. Nicely bowled again, straight back to the bowler there.
A good bit of bowling coming in from Bao. He started well and this delivery was again a good delivery. The other 2 shots were really good from Munshi. On strike once again.
This one going down the leg side and that will go all the way again. This one has come from the bat. So that means 3 boundaries in this over. Very expensive over from Bao and very fruitful for Scotland.
And this is where Munshi has been really good for Scotland because his strike rate, his career strike rate is more than 155. And chasing a target of 154, you need some runs up front in the power play.
Again sweeping on that occasion, appeal, but that ball was clearly going down leg. Will reach the fine leg. Lucky escape one more time for Bao. 2 overs gone, 17 without loss.
Munshi on 12 of 10, Quadza on 4 of 2. A very good start for Scotland. They are going at 8.5 runs already. They require somewhere around 7.5 runs per over to actually overhaul this target of 155. They have the firepower to actually do it.
Oh yes, absolutely. The batting lineup that Scotland have, they will definitely fancy a chance here. It is impossible to not give a chance to Scotland. They will fight and they will take the attack to the opposition. That's what they are known for. And that is what we saw in that last over from Munshi. He played some really aggressive cricket. He knows that it is important for him to start well in the first 6 overs. And as you can see, these are beautiful scenes coming in from the ICC Academy. Papua New Guinea versus Scotland. Kabua Wagimoria. He is playing his first game today.
Well done with the name there, Shoaib.
Oh well, thank you. And Kabua, he started off well again, a left arm bowler. Has got some movement in the air, that is good to watch.
I've generally been critical of the fact and you know this, that one bowler bowls from an end and he bowls just one over, and then the ends are changed or he's brought back a little later in the game. I think he started really well, Nusena Pokana, and he could have continued with one more over there.
Yes, I think it's just because they want to change ends for him. Meanwhile, a good shot. There is a fielder there. Absolutely hammered that. Short arm jab from Munsi. So I think because the bow was expensive in that over, they want Pokana to come from the other end. And that is why we are stopped him for one over, and we might see him from the other end.
Absolutely, that might be the case. We'll have to see whether Sesebao bowls another one or not. Kabua. In he comes. 2 balls, 2 runs.
Again, a short delivery. Not timing it too well. Kodzer on that occasion. Will get a single though. 20 after 2.3. So they've got the runs on the board.
Some beautiful scenes here from the ICC Academy in Dubai. Yeah, it looks absolutely beautiful. Good work from our cameraman as well. In the meanwhile, big shot coming in. This one is in the air. The fielder was running in from mid-wicket and just could not get to the ball at the right time. So a single taken by Munzi, and he's going to be off strike now on 14 of 12. Positive start from him.
Oh yes, absolutely. We know how dangerous he is in the T20 format. As you rightly said, he has the best strike rate in world T20 cricket. He's among the top 2 or 3 if I'm not mistaken. 155. That's a lot. That's absolutely smacked. This one coming in from Kodzer in the slot and has been played handsomely over the extra cover. And that's gone all the way for a 4.
Absolutely hammered down the ground. What a shot. Ah, beautiful. Everything right about that particular shot. In the slot, frees his arms and just plays it over mid-off. Couple of bounces into the longer fence. Kodza on his way. Off 10, off 5 deliveries. Scotland on their way. 25 very quickly of just 2.5.
Yes, another short delivery, this time played towards the square leg region. No fielder there, and that will go all the way back-to-back boundaries for Kodzer. And this is brilliant stuff coming in from the Scottish batsmen. They are in the groove and they are making full use and full merry of these loose deliveries.
Well, Ahmed and I were talking about it in the first innings of the game while we were concluding the first innings. And we were talking about the fact that 154 might just be a little short because the Scottish batting lineup is so strong. So starting from the openers to the middle order batters, they have some explosive batters that actually can change the course of the game.
Yes, that is a valid point. Scottish bat deep, they bat well, they know how to bat. Their players play a lot of cricket in England. So they are experienced in a way. Asadwala now in quick discussion, a small meeting taking place. They've decided to give it to number 77. Soper is the new man who will get the ball. The new job of getting the overs done, especially the power play overs. 3 more to go. Right now they will be in a little more defensive mood. They don't want to give a lot of runs. Even if they don't get wickets, it's fine, especially in the first 3 overs. So there will be a defensive mindset going into the next 3 overs.
Well, again, 4th bowler for the 4th over. So 1 bowler bowling each. Soper, in he comes. And a cracker of a shot there. Nicely played. And a misfield ensures that a single is taken. Munzi is going to be on off strike now.
Well, absolutely hammered that there from Munsi. He's very strong on the offside and on the square as well. Chad Soper. 13 matches for him, 14 wickets, the best bowling figure of 3 for 13, and the economy just 4.
Yeah, that's absolute gold. 4.63 his economy. Anything under 7 runs and over actually in T20s is very, very good. And he's even below 5 runs and over. Brilliant. Right arm medium fast bowler for PNG. 30 on the board without loss. 3.1 overs gone. Flying start for Quedza, Munzi and Scotland.
Yes, it's been a good start from Scotland. 30 without loss. This time on the pads, going for a run, and will take that easily. This is good bowling from Chad. He's mixing it up. It doesn't look like he's bowling too quick, but this time it was on the pads. That ball just trickling away towards the point fielder. Easy run taken. So 31 without loss is Scotland after 3.2 overs. And it is on Munsi and Koitsu now to give a start that is going to be the platform, the foundation for this run chase. Slow delivery has been played. And was it a drop catch? We'll have to see that, but a good fielding effort in the deep. A loose delivery. Could have hit anywhere, Munsi. Just a little bit late, playing it fine. And oh, just falling short of the fine leg fielder. And that was good work done in the deep. So good fielding effort from the Papua New Guinea fielders. Koitsu on 14 of 7. He's almost striking at 200. This time a slower delivery. Smart bowling from Chad. Very well bowled. He knew that he had lined up Koitsu for a big hit. And that is why just bowling it, rolling his fingers over the ball. Impressive. Very, very impressive, Chad Soper. Well, as you can see, Kyle Koitsu. This time, a quicker delivery played up in the air. Has he timed it well? No! He has found the fielder. And what a great catch. It's not easy with those buildings behind to side the ball. But well done. And that's wicket number 1. Chad Soper strikes, and the danger man, Kyle Koitsu, the skipper, has to walk back. He scored 14 of 8. First wicket down for Scotland. And there you see the ball just going into the hands, and a good catch taken. Kyle Koitsu walks back. Shad gets a wicket. 14 of 9 is what he managed. Scotland are 32 for 1.
Big wicket to have. And a good catch as well on the boundary. So Kyle Koitsu trying to do a lot on that last delivery as well. He was foxed by the bowler. Just giving himself too much room and falling over. And eventually trying to go for that big one. Just could not get going. 32 for the loss of 1. 3.5 overs gone. Already amongst wickets. The new bowler with an economy rate of 4.63. That's Soper. Soper bowling from him.
Oh yes, absolutely. Super bowling from Soper. And the new man in to give company to George Munsi is Hares. Can look at that catch. Good catch taken. Short delivery. Walking down the track. Wanted to play a big shot. But good for Munsi. He tried to play that along the ground. Did not time it too well. 4 overs gone. 32 for 1.
Good bowling from Soper first up. They needed a wicket. They needed a big one. And they've finally got it. So Hares was the man who was injured in the first few overs of the first innings while diving towards his right hand side and landing on his shoulder. So his shoulder is all taped up. How effective he can be with those big ones, we'll have to wait and watch for that. There's no McLeod. I thought McLeod might be the man who would walk in for Scotland. Let's take a look at their batting lineup. Matthew Cross, Callum McLeod, Hamza Tahir, Alistair Evans, Joshua Davey, Richard Berrington, Christopher Soule and Christopher Greaves is the whole scorecard, the batting card of the Scotland side.
Yes, and it's Papua New Guinea who have got the first wicket from Scotland, off Scotland, and that was the skipper, Kyle Coetzer. So this is a good start again from Pokana. Right on the money.
No change of ends for Pokana though. We were thinking that there's going to be a change of ends, and that is why so many bowlers were bowled before him. He had started with the rhythm. It would have been better off to actually continue with him. And Pokana is actually the man who was involved in the last dismissal as well. He took that catch low off the ground. Good catch.
So you think maybe that catch has given him an opportunity to bowl another over, because that definitely gives you some confidence.
That happens sometimes. You know, you raise your hand up, you think you're having a good day in the field, and you think you're going to have a good day with the ball as well.
And he started off well in this over at least. He looks a very, very disciplined bowler. He knows where he wants to bowl. He has a plan, and he's hitting those hard lengths, those difficult, good lengths. And we talk about a lot of international players who actually adapt that length even in T20 cricket. We call it the test match bowling, but they do it in all formats, all different formats. And Pokana is bowling a very similar length.
The only difference is the pace. Pokana is not express pace.
Yes, this time played straight to mid-off. Tight single taken. George Munsey. He's a big man. Easily around 6'2". And he ran that run really hard.
Yeah, good running between the wickets. Very decisive. He knew that he was going to go for a singles since the time that it had crossed the bowler. He knew he hadn't hit it hard. So the fielder will have to come attack the ball and pick it up and throw at the end. He was running towards the danger end, which was the non-striker's end as well. 33 for the loss of 1, 4.3 gone. Munsey on strike once again, 16 of 15.
Slow delivery outside off, giving room to himself, Munsey. And a good fielding effort there, making sure the ball does not clear the infield. So active players here, Papua New Guinea, they are giving their best. They're everything out there in the heat.
Yeah, just 2 runs of the over. The comeback over from Pokana. His second over, his second spell as well. Oliver is the man, Oliver Hayes, who's going to be on strike now. 1 of 3.
On the pads, again missing there. So 2 left-handers out there in the middle, very similar looking, similar style of play as well. Both missing that ball on the leg side. Those are run-scoring opportunities. Normally you would see them hitting them over the square leg and the fine leg region, but not to be.
Absolutely, I think a rare bat ball coming in from Pokana. He's been bowling it all outside the off-stump. This one just dragged down, and scoring opportunities gone down begging.
Again making room for himself. So what we saw Asadwala doing in the first innings, we see that happening again. This time it's George Munsey, who likes to make room for himself and then play on the offside. So clearly not wanting to play that shot towards the onside. Maybe because they have a few fielders stationed there. Yes, there is a square leg and there is a fine leg as well, and that boundary is bigger on the leg side for Munsey. This time played up in the air, will land safely towards the fine leg fielder. Almost a backward square leg.
And also the wind has picked up, so possibly it's flowing in that direction. If you try and hit those big shots towards the bigger part of the ground, it might hold back in the air because of the winds blowing from that direction. We can hear a lot of wind noise in the stump mic as well. So yeah, that might be one of the reasons why he's not looking to go in that direction.
Yes, could very well be possible. That's the scorecard right now for Scotland. They've got a decent start, 5 overs, 37 for 1. Henry Munsey is on 18 of 17. Kyle Coetzer is on 14 of 9. Oliver Hayes is on 2 of 4. So that's Henry Munsey. For some reason I called him George Munsey, but it's not. Apologies, it's Henry Munsey.
Well, I think it's Henry George Munzi. So you're spot on there.
So not all that bad. I was worried for a moment. This time a short delivery straight into the hands. Good ball from Shad. Shad Sopar. He is quick. He doesn't look like a very quick bowler, but he is definitely quick. Surprised on that occasion was Munsi.
Good ball that. He wasn't expecting a bouncer. Got one. Trying to hook it as well. No runs there. Good comeback from Scotland in the last couple of overs.
This time straight down the ground. Has he timed it too well? Not too much, but will not mind that. It's gone all the way for 4. Again, not coming from the middle of the bat, but Munsi, when he hits, he's a strong man. Once he cleared that infield, it was always going to go for 4.
I think came off the toe end of the bat. And just one bounce into the long on fence for a powerful hit. Munzi on strike once again. Short ball pulled away. And this time around, there's no fielder to stop it. 1 bounces, 2 bounces, rolls into the fence. 4 more.
Oh yes, good shot again, and that is why he's so dangerous, Munsi. Once he gets going, he can take the game away from you. Doesn't matter what the target is, 155 or 255. If the other team can do it, so can he. That is the belief that he has. And he backs his strengths. This time he played that up and over. Back-to-back boundaries for Munsi. He is really dangerous. For Papua New Guinea to be in the game, they need to see his back as soon as possible. They need to find a way to take his wickets. And especially the wicket of George Munsi. They need to go for that. Try to get him out, because otherwise he's going to take the game away from you. Another good delivery. This time all the way flatter and hit harder right from the meat of the bat. That's a shorter end of the boundary, but don't mind that, because that was cleanly hit. It was absolutely from the meat, and it's gone all the way for a 6.
Brilliant shot. Ah, what a shot. Pick-up shot from outside the off stump. Going across, but never for a moment looked like that he hadn't timed it. Wonderful. Chad, who has a career economy below 5, is taken for some runs here. A lot of them, in fact, 14 of the first 4 deliveries. Counter-attack coming in from Scotland. And again, nicely timed, nicely played. A fumble at the boundary, but it would just be a single there. Beautiful batting this by Munzi. Everything he's hitting comes out of the middle of the bat in this particular over, particularly. And the current run rate has gone up to 8.91 runs per over. Scotland now on 52 for the loss of 1 in just 5.5.
This last ball of the over, slower delivery played up in the air. There's a fielder, but he will just see the ball sailing. And that's another 6 to end the over. What a great over this is from Scotland and from Munsi. He's the man. This time it was Oliver Hares who played that, and he is not too well. I don't think he is fit. Well, that shoulder is troubling him.
Well, he is taped up on that shoulder. And right after he hit that shot, he held his shoulder right away. Didn't even care where the ball was going. So that must have hurt him. And now he's holding the elbow, the shoulder. He'll have to go back, I believe. He cannot continue in this situation. And I think the umpires are talking to him about the same thing as well, because that might even damage that injury a lot more. Now the physio is on the ground and checking him for what kind of pain is he feeling in that shoulder.
Yes, I think it's better for him to actually go and get some attention, because he's an important player in the setup. They would want him to be fit for the World T20s. This match, they might not get his services in this game, but if that aggravates, there could be a possibility that he would miss the World Cup, and they don't want that. Nobody would want that. So they need to take a call here.
Absolutely, spot on. Any niggle can become a big niggle. And this is just the start of the World Cup season. So you have a lot of matches to play. He's not going back though. I think he's had a painkiller or 2, and he's going to continue. So I'm sure the physio is of the opinion that there's no dislocation there. It might just be a slight injury, a slight niggle that is hurting him for now, which can be treated a little later. Although I agree with you with whatever you said.
Yes, I think I just hope it doesn't aggravate, because if it does, then it is like digging your own grave in a way, for the lack of words, because you don't want your prime players, your first 11, to get injured. Meanwhile, another good delivery. Flighted this time. Asadwala, the skipper, comes into bowl. 6 overs are done. The power plays are done. And the score on the board is 58 for 1.
Yeah, good start to the over by Asadullah Wala. Switch hit coming out from Munzi, and nicely played, nicely timed. This one would reach the fence once again. Another beautiful shot coming in from Munzi. He's running away with the game already.
Yes, we know how dangerous he is, and we've emphasized a lot on that innings, on that man. I remember him playing a blinder of an innings against UAE. This time, look at that shot again, along the carpet, not playing it in the air. Safe shot, effective shot. And as I said, he likes to play square of the wicket. You will see him reverse hitting and sweeping a lot in the innings. So they need to plug that somehow.
Already his third for reverse sweeping or switch hitting it.
And the field has been changed accordingly now. They have a deep point. Meanwhile, he plays straight up in the air. Just falling short and a misfield. Will it go all the way? Yes, it does. Oh, that's poor fielding. Poor fielding coming in from Papua New Guinea. First of all, there was a chance which was not taken, did not anticipate the ball, and then a misfield has resulted in 4 runs.
Well, he wanted to go a little more square on that delivery. It was sliced off the bat, and that is the reason why it landed and turned away from the fielder. Next on, swept away once again in the gap. The square leg will have to do some work here to cut it off. Work he does. But 2 runs for the taking, I believe. Yeah, Munzi back on strike. 43 of just 26 deliveries. He's doing what Wala did for his side.
That's right. Munzi is a very dangerous player, and he is proving to be one as well. Again, sweeping that ball. Played towards short fine, single taken. Good running between the wickets. So they are using the same template that PNG scored the runs on for, and then follow it up with a single.
And that is a good ploy actually, because that takes the pressure off the other batter as well. And the bowler will have to change his line and length to suit the other batter. So I think that's a very, very good ploy.
Absolutely right. Spot on. Always difficult when you have batsmen going for a big shot there. Oliver Hares. And I think he's been sent with a message to just go out and go all guns blazing, try to score as much as he can. 7 overs up. There you see again a wild swing from Oliver Hares.
I hope the message is not go out and enjoy yourself even more. But a good ball coming in on that last delivery from Wala. Going in with the angle, missing the bat. And nicely bowled that, flighted as well.
Yes, Asadwala doing everything for his team. He is batting well, he is bowling well, and he's also leading the side. So a one-man show, leading from the front. Of course, there were some really good contributions from the batsmen of Papua New Guinea in the lower end of the innings.
Bow in particular was very effective. He played some shots which you would want to bow down to.
Oh yes, absolutely brilliant innings coming up from CC Bow. Slower delivery. This one played straight back. Will get a single. Munsi, he's on 44, in fact 45 with that run.
Kabua has come in to bowl his next over. Very expensive in the first over. Gave away 12 runs. Hammering from Koedza, who's back to the pavilion now.
Another slow delivery, thickish outside edge. That ball will race away towards the third man fence. Good looking shot. Did not time it. Edged, but will take that. Oliver Hares scores a boundary. Boundary number 92. And that is some runs, quick runs, pressure on the bowler.
Absolutely. A lot of pressure on PNG here. They had picked up a wicket early. They had applied the brakes in those 2 overs that followed that wicket. But right after that, Munzi had different ideas. Now Oliver has joined him as well. 1 4 and a 6 for his 12 runs of just 7 deliveries. Munzi on 45 of 28 on the other end. And Kabua, left arm over the wicket. Here he goes once again.
Wanted to play that over the fine leg region. Shuffling across. Oliver will be called a wide. So that will have to be bowled again by Kabua Vagamoria. 1.2 overs, 18 runs is what he's given. And as we see every delivery that is being bowled to Oliver, he's trying to go for some big hits. There you go, see again, this time up and over. The extra cover fielder did not time it, and that is why it's not going to go all the way. We'll get a couple of more runs. Oliver moves on to 14.
It's the last 5 overs that have done the damage for PNG. Vagimoria, Kabua Vagimoria, has given away a lot of runs in his 1.3 overs, 20 of them. Here he goes again.
This time it is Oliver who wants to go for a reverse sweep. And he has a lot of pain and discomfort in the shoulder, but he's not giving up. He wants to bat as much as he can. Oliver Hares. 7.4 overs, 77 is the score. So they're already scoring at 10 and over. At this speed, they will finish the run chase in 16 overs. This time up in the air. Will land safely. So the fielders not getting to the ball, or the ball not getting to the fielders. Either way, Scotland are proving to be very lucky.
And also I think the wind has to play a role here, because it's pretty windy. We can hear that wind noise in our stump mic as well. And the trees in the background, you can see, are actually have started to move in. So a strong wind is coming up, blowing now.
That's right. This time it's been played into the sweeper cover region. Yes, there is a wind blowing across. And maybe that's why the ball not carrying to the fielders. 8 overs gone, 79 for 1.
Going at almost 10 runs and over here. Scotland in control of the situation, in control of the game. They've scored more than half their runs, and still 12 overs remaining in this game. They're right on top.
Yes, absolutely. We thought that it would get a little difficult for Scotland to chase this total down. It would be a tricky score. But as of now, they're cruising. The Scottish batters. Nosen Apokana, 2 overs, 9 runs without a wicket. Sesibao, 1 over, 12 runs without a wicket. Kabua Vagimoria, 2 overs, 22 runs without a wicket. And Shad Soper, 2 overs, 23 runs with a wicket. So he's the only bowler who's got a wicket. Asadullah Wala has bowled an over. He's given away 11 runs. No wicket for him as well. So wickets is something that is the need of the hour for Papua New Guinea.
Loads of them. Not just 1 or 2. Loads of them now to get back into the game, because this is not going their way. In fact, we have had a change in the batting lineup, because Oliver Hares, was not looking very comfortable. He's retired hurt, and Wellington is the new batsman. Barrington, in fact, is the new batsman who's come out to bat now. So they've almost gotten a wicket in a different manner altogether, Shoaib.
Yes, not a great way to be going out, but we could see evidently that he was in a lot of pain. This time played down the ground. Will get a single. So just to clarify the rule, if the batsman is ill or injured, they are considered retired, not out, and may be able to return to batting if they recover by the end of the innings. So retired hurt can come back, retired out cannot come back.
Absolutely. I believe it is a case of retired hurt. 80 for the loss of 1. 8.1 overs gone. Going at almost 10 runs and over. Here goes Wala. And Wala is on the mark on that delivery. Slow through the air, nicely bowled, loopy delivery to the new batsman Berrington. Nicely played as well. Solid defense.
Yes, he's bowling well. He's bowling at very tight line and length. Wala not giving a lot of air, not bowling too slow, just at the right pace. This is an opportunity here to build some pressure in the middle overs, as what the Scottish did against them. There you see again, quicker in the air, catch it is the call. Well, there was some bat involved, or was it just the pad?
I think it was off just the pad. The bowler was appealing for a leg before the wicket. The keeper thought, why not go for the catch? Trying to go for the catch, eventually spilling it. So I think clearly off the pad there.
Good bowling, very, very good bowling from Wala. He's kept a tight line, just given away 2 runs in his 5 deliveries, and that is what is needed. If you can't get wickets, at least build some pressure, slow things down, play with the mind of the batsman, and now expect a sweep or a reverse sweep here.
Down
On
the leg
the
side. Played towards square leg. And only a single for the taking there. So 5 balls. He's given away just 2 runs in this particular over. This is good bowling. And in fact, that's the last ball of the over. 3 runs of the over.
Yes, just a hitch in the scorecard. Yes, now it's all good and proper. 9 overs gone. Scotland are 82 for 1.
So a good comeback over. Coming in from the captain, Asadullah Wala. Bao is going to bowl his 3rd over. Very expensive in the first. Came back strongly in the second. Gave away just 3 runs. He's going to bowl another one over here. Is it?
Well, looks like. We'll just have to wait and confirm that. Yes, it looks like it's going to be Sisibao. This time rocked on the back foot and played in the gap, looking for 2. Will get them easily. Good running between the wickets. They are quick, and now they have fresh pair of legs. So Richard Berrington has run really hard and well for those 2 runs.
How quickly Munze has reached almost his half century here. 49 of just 32 deliveries. A very strong attacking cricket from him. 48 in fact. Reverse sweep. This one is in the air. This one is taken. Oh, commentator's curse for Munze. He was looking so good. And no real celebrations from the fielder. That's the swag that these PNG fielders have in the field.
Oh yes, absolutely. On 49, playing a reverse sweep, which he's played so well over the innings, during the course of the innings. This time not timing it too well, and finds the fielder. A good low catch taken there from him. Just need to confirm who the fielder was, but a good catch nevertheless. George Henry Muncy has to walk back, and it is Amini who strikes in the very first over.
Well, yeah, good bowling from Amini, leggy. And trying to go for that switch hit once again. He had played those switch hits and reverse sweeps, and he had got 3-4s already from them. So Muncy is gone, and this is a big wicket. Now the game hangs in the balance just a little bit. PNG back in the game.
Yes, definitely some shift in the momentum with the big man, the dangerous Muncy out on 49. It's Callum MacLeod who's the new man in, joining Richard Berrington. 9.2 overs, 2 new players out there in the middle, so the pressure is definitely shifted back on to the Scottish batters. This is an opportunity here to get some quick overs done and get that run rate up again.
Absolutely. Callum on strike. Short ball cut away, nicely played for the first ball that he has faced. Straight to sweep a cover and a single for the taking there. That takes the score to 85 for the loss of 2 after 9.3. Richard is going to be on strike now.
Yes, Amini has struck right at the right time, getting the big wicket of Henry Muncy. Amini the man with the golden arm for Papua New Guinea. Can he get another one? Nicely bowled, right length. Wanted to drive that, getting the inside edge of the bat. No run there. So Richard and Callum will have to build another innings here. They have to start from scratch. Forget of what the great start they had, because they need to stay out there in the middle as long as they can in order to chase this target. 155. Short and wide. There is a point fielder. And a lot of times nowadays we see that there is a deep point instead of a sweeper cover. That's the new trend.
Absolutely. And on faster bowlers, it's been, backward points as well, because of that wide yorker that the bowlers bowl these days towards the death end of the innings. Last ball.
Good ball, a very good ball to end the over. This is a very successful over for Amini. 10 overs gone, halfway through the mark. It's 86 for 2, Scotland. And there's a change in the com box. It's going to be Abdur Rahman Tariq and Ahmed Khwaja.
Thank you very much, Abdurrahman and, pardon me, Shoaib and Faizan. Joining me in the com boxes now is Abdurrahman Tariq. Oh, quicker delivery this time into the pads. 69 runs required of 10 overs. Surely, Abdurrahman, the Scots can't lose it from here.
Well, we've seen weirder things happen on the field, Ahmed. Simon Attai debut game.
This has been hit towards the long off fielder, and he's grasped it. It was a difficult effort, diving towards the ball. It was a low catch, a top effort, but if he had held on, they needed this wicket badly. Abdurrahman, what do you think?
He's been stationed at long off. One of the better fielders. Yes, he did reach the ball. So that's a drop chance. PNG just 69 runs defended now. They need to take every opportunity, especially against this batting lineup. Callum McLeod and Richard Berrington, very dangerous batsmen.
Nicely cut away this time behind point. The cover sweeper will have to give chase, but they will pick up 2 runs here. So Callum McLeod nicely here. And you can see that the PNG side seems to be very batting heavy here. They're bowling lacking that impetus and inability to break through, or just the Scots batting well. That remains to be seen. Nicely punched down the ground this time, so they can do it in singles for now.
Yeah, there's no scoreboard pressure at the moment. Just 7 runs and over required from here. So you're right, they can just take the singles, and obviously one odd boundary delivery will always come over.
Quick hands through the ball once again, just punching it down the ground. He doesn't really try to turn the ball, just firing it in on middle and off, hoping that the batsman will make an error. Something has got to give for PNG to get back into the game. Oh, tried to pull that away, bit of an inside edge to end the over. A decent one, only 5 runs off it. 11 overs gone, 91 for 2.
They're going at about 8.3 and over so far, Scotland. Very much on track to chase this total down. But PNG will know they're a couple of wickets away from maybe causing a collapse. Some panic in that batting lineup. Callum and Richard just walked in. 9 balls faced by Richard and 5 by Callum. So they're relatively new to the crease.
Yeah, it was really excellent batting by Henry Muncy at the top. Set the tone. Counter-attack the spinners as well as the pacers alike. .91 for 2 after 11 then. Floaty delivery this time worked away to the leg side, only for a single. Charles Amini continuing here. So he bats left-handed and then bowls right-arm leg spin. Interesting player.
I can't recall a lot of the players who do that. Left-handed batsman and right-arm leg spinner. If I remember correctly, Paul Strang used to bat like that. Or maybe I'm completely mistaken.
Nice
Cut
play.
away straight to the point fielder. That's a real callback and a half, way back from the mid-90s. You're aging yourself here, Abdur Rahman.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up. Yes, I've seen the Strang brothers bowl for Zimbabwe. They were a very good team at that time.
Trying to find that gap, but Jason Keela at covers is very, very active. And they're working hard in the field. You can see even the boundary riders are encouraging the bowler. They're jazzed up for this game. Oh, beats the outside edge, playing across the line, stifled appeal. But I think he just got completely beaten there. Excellent bowling by Charles Amini.
Well, Ahmed, I think I heard something. Let's have a look. I think there was a little bit of noise. Maybe the bat hitting the pad. Very interesting. That stump mic giving us a lot of insights.
Reversed over the keeper this time. Interesting way to execute that shot. Didn't get a lot of bat on it, but they will rotate the strike. This is the first time I saw someone attempting the reverse and bouncing it over the keeper.
Well, even with 7 runs and over needed, Scotland still playing their shots. I mean, he's created a couple of chances already.
Oh, there's that googly. Beautiful bowling by Charles Amini. And my goodness, they're absolutely herring after the ball. At least 3 to 4 fielders. Full sprint. Love the spirit of the Papua New Guinea side. Lovely to watch. 12 overs gone, 95 for 2.
Well, the wicket-keeper ran all the way to the square leg circle and gathered the ball before the deep fielders could reach it. They're very quick, the Papua New Guinea players, between the wickets as well on the field. They're catching, just leaving a little bit to desire. They get to the ball, but unfortunately just let it go.
Of course, these sides will be in action in round 1 of the World T20 qualifiers, just about 10 days away, when it's all on the line. Those matches taking place here in the UAE, and Group 2 taking place in Oman. That's going to be some absolutely thrilling viewing. It's been a long journey back to the big time, and small island nations like Papua New Guinea, what a way they've come across from all corners of the globe, descending onto the Middle East to play in the ICC World T20, an opportunity to play in the World T20.
Yes, and they're going to be playing against test-playing nations like Bangladesh and Sri Lanka as well.
Hard drive to the left of the long-off fielder. He'll have to work hard. They're pushing for 2, and they'll get that. It's a very big square towards the offside and square leg. Vaji Morea, he's been quite impressive. Goals at a decent clip. Left arm swinging into the pads. Always good to watch.
Well, other than that 1 over that went for 20 odd runs, PNG have not bowled badly. Of course, George Munsey took the bowler to the cleaners in that over. But so far, they'll think they're still in the game.
Hard cut behind point this time. The cover sweeper will not get around to it. It's going all the way for 4. 100 up for the Scotsman.
Very good looking shot that. Hit very hard by McLeod. He's got a very, very beautiful 100 against England to his name in a 50 over game where they chased 300 plus runs. So he can definitely wheel the willow. We've seen that with a beautiful shot to the point boundary for 4.
Indeed, that was a memorable victory for the Tartan Blue. And some wildlife at the ICC Academy as well. Hard drive, but straight to the extra cover fielder. And the way he executed that square cut was really good. Got on top of the ball, hit the ball down into the outfield and just raced away once you clear that 30-yard circle. 11 of 12 is Callum McLeod. Got a wicket as well earlier. Slow full toss, just hit hard down the ground. So he's striking the ball beautifully right now.
It's looking very good in the middle there, Callum. Richard Barrington, on the other hand, just a little circumspect. He was dropped in the previous over, so he'll know he has to take that opportunity, just try to finish this game, come not out. But again, from a PNG perspective, they know they have to create a chance, otherwise this game is going to slip away.
Oh, big appeal this time. Hitting in front, but perhaps sliding down leg. Yes, the umpire has indicated that. I think that's a top decision, Abdur Rahman.
Yes, it has hit his back leg, but I think you're absolutely spot on. That ball was going to miss the leg stump. Let's have a look. It's always going in. Very, very close, but yes, would have gone or maybe clipped leg. So the benefit goes to the batsman in this time. Akbar Ali nods his head and says not out.
Kabua Vagi Morea into his third over. Slower delivery this time. Firmly struck down the ground once again. So an interesting over there. A half chance created but not given by the umpire. 103 for 3. 103 for 2, pardon me, after 13 overs. So not a lot of options here for PNG to pick up a wicket. We still have Matthew Cross to come in. Hamza Tahir also listed there. But PNG is striving hard for the wicket. There's not a lot of scoreboard pressure right now. As you can see, Asadullah Wala, the captain, has really run through his bowling options. What would you do if you were in his position right now, Abdur Rahman?
Well, I think continue with Charles Amini for sure. He's been the pick of the bowler so far. Pokana as well, 2 overs, just 9 runs given in the power play, especially with George Henry Munsey batting really well. That over from Sober, that 21-run over, just giving the momentum back to the Scotland batsmen.
Yes, I do agree with you. I'd like to see Pokana coming back into the attack, try to nick out a wicket here. That's the only way you're going to get back into this game. 103 for 2 after 13 overs. Scotland looking very, very composed, executing this run chase with ease. Hard strike through the extra cover region into the gap and is going all the way for 4. That is timed absolutely beautifully.
Well, another good looking shot there, and then PNG I think is missing the trick with their field placing just a little bit. We saw Karthik Meyyappan when he was bowling the leg spin, getting that cover fielder more on the square side of the boundary. This time just getting room and punching it really hard. Richard Barrington, 107 for 2 now, Scotland.
It's the captain himself, Asadullah Wala, in the attack. This time struck back to him and a bit of a misfield there. He should have stopped that. And this is absolutely fascinating. Charles Amini, left-hand batter, bowls right-arm leg spin. Asadullah Wala, the captain, left-hand batter, and he bowls right-arm off-break. Fantastic stuff.
Yes, very rare. I've not seen a lot of this in international cricket.
And of course he is a belligerent hitter, so very much in the mold of the universe boss himself, Christopher Henry Gale. Working the way towards mid-wicket, they're pushing for 2, but they will just stick to 1. So Callum MacLeod looks in complete control.
Easy singles and, well, a no ball from a right arm off spinner. That's not acceptable at all at any level of cricket. And a free hit to Richard Barrington.
Right then, here we go. He swung away towards cow corner. And that is going 1 bounce over the rope. So Richard Barrington cashing in, getting a boundary off the free hit.
Well, he was dropped a couple of overs ago, and now he gets a free hit. All going the right way for Richard Barrington and the wrong way for PNG. But a very good looking shot there. 1 bounce. Fielder reaches it. Again, they reach the ball, but then just at the last moment make a mistake, the PNG fielders.
Yeah, the top spin on the ball took it away from him after the bounce. So the Scottish batting line looking in fine fettle. Kyle Kurtzer couldn't get a big score, but we know he is an absolute class act. Just a matter of time, pardon me, till he makes some big runs. Other than that, Muncy was looking good. Callum MacLeod, always reliable. And now Richard Barrington in good form as well.
And when Oliver Hares,
Nicely executed. Sweep shot this time into the gap. But deep mid-wicket does really, really well. That's excellent commitment from the PNG fielders.
Yes, they cover the ground so quickly, the PNG fielders. This time he gets there and makes sure the ball does not go over the field, the rope. Brilliant fielding from the PNG fielders. 25 runs given by Vala in 1.5 overs. Very expensive.
Worked into mid-wicket once again. They're pushing for 2. And he's placed it and hit it so well. They will take it in ease. Very, very well done by Callum MacLeod. Showing the value of experience. 14 overs gone. Scotland are 119 for 2. So this looks like a fairly straightforward run chase right now, barring an absolute collapse from the Scotsman. What were the lessons that PNG will take from this game though, Abdurrahman? What do you think?
Well, the first is take your catches. Definitely one of them. That's the most important lesson. Catches win matches. But I think PNG, for the start that they had, maybe 10-15 runs short. Although I think Scotland would have made very light work of that as well.
Worked away towards mid-wicket this time. Once again pushing for 2. And because of that big square, they're pushing for 2. Chance for a run out. But not taken cleanly there by Charles Amini. Good running.
Yes, very good running between the wickets. Supremely fit, the Scotland players. They had to field the 20 overs. And now Richard and Callum running very quickly between the wickets.
Swept away this time. Fine leg is active there. So he does really well. Saving a single and even the boundary. And I'm just wondering why Asadullah Vala is not putting on his lead pacer, Pokaina. The game is pretty much slipping away from you. What are you waiting for? You need some breakthroughs. Once again, wristy. Nicely done there by Richard Barrington.
Well, the way Amini is bowling, I think the first question you have to ask is why did he move Amini from that end? He was bowling really well. That Vala over, very expensive in the context of the game. And yes, bringing in your fast bowler at this stage is probably the only thing he's got left. As you have a look, the required run rate is just 6 and over. They can easily do it in singles.
Drag down this time, down the leg side. Fine leg, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Saved a certain boundary.
Well, that ground fielding, again, they're brilliant in parts. Sometimes they're really average. The other times they're magnificent. Pokana, just talking about him and maybe getting him to bowl. That fast bowler getting down quickly and saving a certain boundary.
Oh, this time a googly from Amini coming into the pads. And that will certainly warm him up for his remaining 2 overs. Don't waste time, Asadullah. Get him on. Tell him to bowl into the pitch. If they hook him away for 6, fair enough. But the big square, you have every chance of creating a catching opportunity. This time, big hit down the ground towards long on. That has been lasered all the way for 6.
Huge hit that. Straight down the ground. Brilliant shot. And Richard Barrington again, he was dropped. And he's making them pay now. 27 of just 21 deliveries in the slot. And he goes over the long on fielder for a massive 6.
That was low, flat and far from Richard Barrington. Absolutely nailed it. That bottom hand coming through on that slot ball. And that required run rate falls further down. 5.2 just required of the last 5 overs. So they are doing this at an absolute canter right now. (27 of 21). Callum MacLeod holding it all together. So PNG, definitely a learning experience for them. They batted really well in the first 6 overs, then fell away when the trio of spinners, Charlie Greaves, Hamza Tahir and Callum MacLeod himself, came into the attack. And with the runs he's making here, alongside Richard Barrington, he might even have a shout for a Man of the Match award here, Abdurrahman.
Yes, he's obviously a big part of this team, Callum McLeod. Crucial in that middle order. I think from a Man of the Match perspective, that impetus that George Henry Munsey gave the Scotland chase, probably think he's in the shoe-in for the Man of the Match award. Still a long way to go. PNG must be thinking we're just 1 wicket away. Oliver Hare's had to retire hurt. So there might be a 129 for 3, technically speaking.
Very fair point. We're getting ahead of ourselves, especially me. Simon Atai back into the attack, trying to play across the line, an aggressive shot but missed out. But the good thing is he was camped in his crease.
Again, well bowled by the left arm spinner. He's been one of the better bowlers today. But I'm surprised no Pokana.
Oh, fine sweep this time. Fine leg is posted behind, so it'll only be a single. So the PNG bowlers suffering at the hands of this batting pair for the Scots. Batting really well. They're very good against spin.
Yes, and they're taking the easy singles, not playing any risky shots unless the ball is in the zone, as we saw in the last over.
Trying to carve that away through extra cover. So Simon Atai, he has a pretty decent arm ball drifting in. His action is very similar to Bangladesh's Shakib Al Hassan. This time over the top towards extra cover. And it's going one bounce over the ropes. Richard Barrington is in beautiful striking form.
Very good looking shot. That again, some field placing that is questionable by the PNG bowlers. Let's have a look at that. I was in the cover region. There's nobody there. There's a deep, cover point actually. So he's never going to reach that ball.
He's raced on to 31 of 23, making mincemeat of this run chase. Drag down ball. He could have smacked that over cow corner, but chose to take a single down the ground. That shows maturity and the way to execute a run chase. Good batting.
Yeah, he's got that boundary, that crucial boundary in the over. Again, if the ball was to be hit, took the safer approach.
Another drag down, this time flipped away towards the square leg area. Fielder giving chase, but because of that big square, he'll easily pick up 2. Productive over for the Scots. 16 overs gone, 137 for 2. Simon Atai, 2 overs, none for 13. And surely now Pokana will be back into the attack. Or is he going to Charles Amini once again? That seems to be the indication. Sticking to spin.
Well, Ahmed Khwaja, you've got your wish. Pokana is coming into bowl now. Might be too little too late for the PNG bowlers. He was the pick of the bowlers with the new ball.
Runs or balls? Runs or balls? Runs or balls? Runs or balls? 137 for 2. Richard Barrington, 32 not out of 24. Callum McLeod, run a ball 21. 18 needed of 24 deliveries. We saw that situation in match 2 of the Dafa Summer T20 Bash when UAE took the game relatively close against Ireland in the first T20 match between them until Curtis Camphor put any doubt away. But you never know. Cricket is a funny old game. Pokana coming in. Short ball pulled away by Barrington. Out to the square leg fielder.
Well, with 8 wickets in hand, I think we're not in for a surprise today, Ahmed. And these two are looking very settled at the crease. Just the 17 runs to get now. Callum 21 of 21 has played the supporting role to Richard Barrington, who scored 33 of just 25 deliveries.
Yes, it's been an excellent partnership between the two. They've played a truckload of matches together for Scotland. Foolish delivery, hard drive straight to the extra cover fielder. The captain himself manning that. So PNG will definitely feel like they need to work on their bowling plans here. Their batting looks in fine fettle. Charles Amini is a good player. Jason Keela as well. Asadullah Wala, the captain, also a very aggressive player. Just need to work on their bowling plans, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, if they back their batting that much, I think then they should think of chasing every time they win the toss.
This time pulled away. Square leg will have to give chase once again. In fact, there are two fielders posted out there, a deep fine and a deep square. So it's easy pickings right now. Indeed, that's a good idea. If you can bowl relatively with relative discipline, take your catches, try to keep the opposition to par scores or not too much above it, and then back your batting, chasing in the second innings. 16 required of 21. Short ball, another hard pull. So that plan is definitely in place, inducing them to play cross-batted shots, but they're not taking the bait, just playing it along the carpet.
Yes, again with just 4.5 runs and over needed at this stage. They're not trying to play the ball in the air or over that mid-wicket field. They're just playing it along the carpet and getting a single. They get into that gap, maybe they'll get 2, maybe they'll get 4. So safe option for them. Maybe bring that fielder in, entice him to go over that mid-wicket fielder.
This time flicked away towards square leg. They're called for 2 and they'll pick it up very, very nicely. Oh, good hard running, good throw as well. And the fascinating thing about this series, it's all a precursor to the round 1 of the World T20, when these sides will take on each other. Namibia, Papua New Guinea, Sri Lanka involved as well, and of course the men in green, Ireland, Namibia as well is there, the Blue Eagles. So my goodness, these guys are sussing each other out, perhaps hiding some secret weapons they don't want to expose just yet in this series. It's going to be wonderful and engaging viewing. Once again pulled away. End of the 17th over, 143 for 2. So really looking forward to that round 1. It's going to be, the stakes could not be higher.
Yeah, well, the two groups have Sri Lanka, Ireland, Netherlands and Namibia in one, and Bangladesh, Oman, Scotland and PNG in the other. It's going to be very exciting to watch. A lot at stake. Usually it's those test playing countries like Ireland, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh that have a lot to lose. Just a single result can throw off their World Cup campaign. And the teams like PNG, Namibia, they want to cause that surprise, get those headlines. It's going to be very exciting starting next week.
And even more exciting was seeing UAE's victory over Ireland today. They were basically at full strength, but the UAE outclassed them comfortably. So that path they've set themselves, the goals they've set themselves to reach the ODI World Cup in 2023 and of course qualify for the next World T20 is definitely within their grasp. The skill levels, I repeatedly say on air, are pretty much the same. It's just about execution and experience.
Yes, you're spot on there, Ahmed. That's a learning experience. The first 2 games, they corrected their mistakes, made some small changes today, the UAE, and were absolutely clinical. This is the same thing that PNG and Scotland need to do as well.
Oh, through the keeper's legs this time, kept a bit low. It's running away to that boundary rope at third man. And now under 10 required for the Scotland team to seal an imposing and comprehensive victory.
The Riga has been very steady behind the stumps, but that one just staying a bit low. 4 byes, and yes, now just a couple of hits away, Scotland, from a comprehensive win.
This time hard drive through mid-wicket. There is a sweeper out there. So it looks like Callum MacLeod and Richard Barrington will conclude this run chase quite emphatically. It's been a very professional effort here by the Scotsman. I think that's the best way to describe it. Steps away, tried to launch that over extra, but getting a inside half of the bat. So Richard Barrington coming into form is a good sign for Scotland.
Yeah, they're also very top heavy, Scotland. They rely a lot on their top 4 batsmen.
Bueno, sale.
Worked away past the bowler, 150 up for the Irish. For the Scottish, pardon me. I think I might have caused a bit of a... No offense intended at all, pardon me.
You're going to cause an international incident, Ahmed Khwaja.
My goodness. Hard hit down the ground. It's going all the way for 6. That is one way to finish a game. Richard Barrington, you beauty.
Brilliant shot and a brilliant way to finish the match. And the chase straight down the ground. Have a look at that. Huge hit. Hits the side screen. Safest spot on the ground. And that's the end of the game. And Scotland have chased down 156 runs in just 17.5 overs.
It's been emphatic, it's been comprehensive, and it's been completely one-sided. So the Tartan army of Team Scotland can take a lot of heart from this victory. Good to see their middle-order batters coming into form. That's usually a very tough spot to bat in T20 eyes. But in the end, clinching a comprehensive victory by 8 wickets.
And you do have to commend PNG on their effort as well. 156 runs scored by them, batting first. Their bowling and fielding just falling a little bit short against a professional and clinical Scotland batting lineup. They'll take a lot back to the drawing board, the PNG players, led by Asad Wala, who scored a brilliant 50 and then was bowling really well. But unfortunately, just the fielders not backing them up.
Absolutely, they can improve their bowling plans, they can take their catches. Their batting looks very, very powerful. Good combinations. There are a lot of left-hand middle-order batters that can upset any spin combinations you have. And on the other hand, the Scottish spinners, Hamza Tahir, Chris Greaves getting his maiden T20I wicket in this game. And of course, Callum MacLeod himself bowling some very useful overs. Let's take a look at some of the main moments of this run chase very shortly, but it's been a very good victory for those men, looking very, very satisfied. Let's take a look at the highlights of the second innings then. It was a decentish target to chase for the Scottish, and immediately they came out all guns blazing up the Rahman.
Yes, they took full toll in the power play. Those reverse hits, switch hits, getting them a lot of runs, especially George Harry Munsey was very, very good against the spinners.
Absolutely, those sweeps, those reverse sweeps, those switch hits, and then Kyle Kurtzer showing his class and ability, launching that over extra cover. And the left arm seamers came in and they were immediately put away on the leg side. Fine leg in the circle, that's always going for 4. They were really good with those horizontal bat shots. And when they had to do the power hitting down the ground, then Henry Munsey responded to the call. Some big swipes across the line, down the ground, over cow corner. Asadullah Wala, the captain himself, brought himself into the attack to try to produce a wicket. But once again, those reverse hits. And then this was down the ground, going past the long off fielder. That was a bit fortunate, beating the short third man. And Charles Amini also came into the attack. This was an excellent catch taken at short third man. But then Callum MacLeod showing his class and ability. Hard, firm cut shot. And Richard Barrington got that free hit to put away, and he said, "Thank you very much, I'll just tonk it away." This was a big hit down the ground, that bottom hand once again coming through a flat 6. And this was another shot over extra. That one beating the keeper. And then this was the winning hit. Richard Barrington slamming it down the ground all the way for half a dozen to seal an 8-wicket victory. So we've had a fantastic double header here on Friday. Team UAE triumphing over a power-packed Ireland side. And then PNG putting up a very strong fight, posting 154 in the first innings. Asadullah Wala, the captain, getting 55 of 43. Sese Bao, very impressive, 38 of 26. Charles Amini also looked good. Hamza Tahir, left arm orthodox, 2 for 35. Chris Soule, 1 for 17. Callum MacLeod, 1 for 28. And in response, Scotland chasing down this target in less than 18 overs. Henry Muncie 50 of 33, Richard Barrington 41 not out of 28 alongside Callum MacLeod 27 not out of 28. Chad, Soper, Charles Amini with a wicket each, and Scotland winning by 8 wickets. And of course the action does not stop at all. Tomorrow we have Namibia taking on Scotland. It's an early start, 9:30 AM right here at the ICC Academy ground, so do tune in for that. Thank you very much for joining us on this Friday. Take care and good evening.